on us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get to glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like Kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shoot, yeah, shoot, yeah, shooting, yeah, shooting, shot. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
Good morning to you all. How you doing, everyone? Iggy, Mari, another early start.
What's happening?
What time is it, Mari? 5, 6, 7 a.m.?
5:30 a.m. in the morning.
The shades are on.
Oh my God, man.
That's commitment. That's commitment.
Yeah. I'm so tired. I'm just put the shades. I got my Red Bull.
How you doing, man? How you doing still? How's everyone in the chat?
Yeah, I'm right. I was on TJ's channel last night watching Arsenal versus Man United, and
how was that? I didn't see it.
It was a bit end-to-end first half. Man United were the better team overall. Second half, Arsenal were just poor. Kai Havertz, what a waste of money, man.
Oh,
he looked terrible.
Like one game. Allow him.
No, Iggy. No, it's not one game.
Where's
It's one game.
Just out of curiosity,
and
where's
it was
it they're
exactly
playing
the
him?
Kai Havertz I've seen at Chelsea.
Where's
What's his
he playing?
position? What's his best position? And how effective is he? And he was dead food out there. Nketiah was average as well. There's a few players that I thought, but look, yeah.
Where was he playing? What position?
He kind of played left of the attack, and then he played in the midfield in a two-man attacking mid, and he just everything he did was just bang average. But anyway, listen, screw Arsenal. Let's talk about Tottenham, man. We've got a game today. Let's have a quick look at the starting lineup, people. Big up everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. I can see Lookman in there, Mark Swifty, Sammy, Tony, Rob Ayres, JJ, Keith, Jay. Big up to all of you. Let me quickly get the lineup on the screen. So today we're going to start with Vicario in goal, same as last game. The two wing backs are Pedro Porro and Udogie. So he's not starting Reggie this time. He's starting Udogie instead. Then we've got Romero and Ben Davies as the two centre backs. So Sanchez has basically been removed from starting and Ben Davies come in. And then we've got a midfield three of Højbjerg, Bissouma and Maddison. Beg your pardon. And a front
that's the best midfield three we got, right?
Yeah. Best three we've got. Big up, Will.
Yeah.
And then we've got up front Kulu, Kane, and Son. And then on the bench, we've got Whiteman, Chicken Royale, Reggie, Eric Dyer back in the squad, Tanganga, Skippy, Lo Celso, Pape Sarr, Perisic, Solomon, who started last game but who's on the bench this time, and Richarlison. All right. What do we think of that?
Where's Endon Bad Boy still?
Where's Kim Son, bro?
Son's there.
Son's there, mate. He's playing up front.
Good. We need
Ndombele hurt his back in Australia. So.
You're not allowed to get injured nowadays. Will you see? If you get injured, we have to turn on the player.
But no, but this is so. Other than Davies, Ben Davies, right? This would be our starting 11 in the season.
That's what I was about to say. You exactly said what I was about to say. I expect this to be a lineup. Minus Davies. I think Dyer will be there. I think will be Dyer and Romero, Pedro Porro.
No, Mari. We signed a new center back that takes Davies' spot. It's not Dyer and Romero.
Oh, I don't believe it. I have to see it until the ink dries. Eric Dyer, as of today, will be our starting center back with Romero.
If it was me, I'd play Davies over Dyer.
No, I agree with you. I just think Dyer is going to use his magic as usual, and he will be starting that Brentford game. I really believe it.
I hope not.
Well, if we start Eric Dyer, we're asking for trouble. But if we start,
there's going to be two players less. We got Davis. Yeah. Well, listen, you see the most best thing about that picture is the fact that he's sitting on a chair. That's probably as real as it's going to get.
Why do you hate him, man? Why are you hating him?
I'm not hating him, man. 2 games now, and he's not in the squad. 2 games.
If he's injured,
no,
why
he isn't, because he's been training. He's been seen in training.
But maybe he's not 100%.
But anyway, look, there's 2 players. Just say Davis is not going to be in the starting lineup when the season starts. You have to probably say Kane as well at this point. He would that Bayern Munich shirt's ready. Did you see it yesterday in the press conference? Number 9, it's ready. It's ready, man. It's ready. There it is. Not gonna lie, it's actually quite a nice top. I have to be honest. I have to say it is. I love the number, the style. I love it.
I like the way they put FC Bayern on the back of the kit as well.
They always do. In the Bundesliga, they put the surnames at the bottom bit of the.
Yeah, the names at the bottom.
So yeah, we have to see how that one goes. So it could be Davis and Kane not in the starting lineup before the season starts. We shall see.
Keith makes a good point here. Actually, he says apparently Spurs pulled out of the Raya deal because they thought paying 40 million for a player in his last year of his contract is too expensive. Just to remind them, Kane is in that exact same position. If Bayern feel the same way, then Levy should be sucker punched, getting nothing for the best in this fucking world. And you know what? How do you argue with that? How do you argue with that?
I wasn't paying attention because I'm still asleep. So.
All right. See, we're divided bang in the middle. Do you see that the right hand side of your screen is early hours of the morning, and the left side of your screen, look how bright it is.
You got
the The light
Not
and the
time.
darkness over there. We shuffle up the screen.
Okay, Rams. When we did North London is ours, what did I say to you about Gabriel being an average defender? He's overhyped. Yesterday,
I said it too.
go and see the goal Sancho scored yesterday for Man United, and look what he did to Gabriel. Go look what he did to Gabriel. He's average. He's not with that. He's overhyped.
People were like, "Oh, you
Please
don't
still
watch."
send the link. Eugene, we only have 4 on a watch along, bro. We only have 4.
You guys don't
Still
watch.
send the link. We only have 4 on a watch along, guys. Because
You guys don't watch enough Arsenal to know. And I was like, Saliba is here, Gabriel is here, and people were trying to convince me that they were here together, and I'm like, no. Saliba is here. Once you guys lost Saliba, that hurt you because Gabriel is here. You know, he's not.
I just want to be clear, guys. I don't hate Ndombele. It might sound like I do. I don't hate him. I just think he's got much to do to convince me. And so far, to date, he's done 0 to convince me that he should be in this squad, let alone the team. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying if he comes on the pitch or he plays, he's a Tottenham player. I support him. But he has much. He's clearly won a lot of people over already. He's not won me over.
Who did he win over?
Well, the one above me over here. he won him over a long time ago.
I never turned on him. No. I never turned on him. He hasn't won me
I've
over.
not turned on him. I said he's got much to do to convince me. So far, what has he done to be called Ndombele? What has he done for Spurs, man?
Nothing.
Someone if someone can convince me in this debate, then I'm happy to have it. Convince me otherwise.
I actually can't be bothered.
Okay, good. We'll move on. It's 2 in the morning.
I'll tell you what. When he first
tomorrow evening, we'll have it tomorrow night.
It's 10:45 a.m. Just give me a little smile. All right, that's what I'm asking.
Listen, let him smile on the bench.
When we first signed that guy, it was before I paid attention to statistics, and it was before I did all kinds of things. I was super excited about that signing. I bragged to my Liverpool mates about it, and then nothing happened.
We're gonna see.
And I will never, ever base my opinions off of one good season ever again because of Ndombele. Like, if you don't like me and my stats, blame Ndombele. He's the cause.
There you go. Everyone hate on Ndombele. It's all the global warming, the peace in the Middle East, the
Donald
Russia
Trump,
war,
all Ndombele's fault.
Brexit, COVID. Big up Tim Man for the super chat. Thank you. If Kane leaves, which I think he will, which player or players can we realistically get in to replace him for the money we receive? Do you know what? This is probably the most asked question. This is the number 1 asked question every show, right?
I'd go and get Ivan Toney. I know he's not available immediately, but
wait.
I'm doing a video. I'm doing a video today, guys. I'm doing a video today where I'm going to officially offer £10,000 British pounds, which is about $12,000 to any charity if Mbappe signs for Spurs. That's how confident I am. This is an absolute joke. I'm going to make a video. £10,000 donation to charity of your choice.
I would laugh.
Just because he did that, it's going to happen now.
I would laugh. Oh my God.
I believe some of the
Kane's going to go to Munich and we're going to buy Mbappe.
Let it happen. Just 1 year on loan. Just let it happen.
I know Marco put it out there, but seriously, you have to laugh if you post it on Twitter or social media that Mbappe is linked. We've been talking to Mbappe's camp. There is no way we're gonna get Mbappe. I was like, is it April Fool's? I mean, I thought it was. Wait, that was a couple months ago. It's July.
Could you imagine Spurs sell Harry Kane for 80 million and we go and spend the money, and we buy Donna Cullen, not Donna Cullen.
that would make more sense.
I saw this. I saw this, and I got sidetracked. And we go and sign Harry Maguire. We spend the money on Harry Maguire.
Thank you, Donna.
By the way, Donna Cullen and Daniel Levy are both channel members. They both joined when I did a show the other day. So big up.
Yes.
I am sending you that gift. I said, by the way, I'm going to do it this week. I'm going to put it in the post. I said if Donna Cullen and Daniel Levy become members of the channel, I'll send this person a gift, and they both signed up. So, Mr. Will, I have booked cheese room for the Man City game. Are you excited about that, Will?
I'm definitely excited. Send me a DM with my plane ticket, and yeah.
Still, thanks for the LFC link. Yeah, guys, anyone that wants to watch the game today, all you've got to do is go to Leicester City's website, sign up to be a free member, and you get free access to the match. Just go to Leicester City's website because they're giving their fans the game for free. Go check it out.
Or you can watch it on Spurs Play if you were dumb enough to pay $60.
Or you can pay it.
Yeah.
So
see if it's on CBS too.
Guys, so last time we played, can anyone send a link to Twitter game, please? Guys, Dexter, go to Leicester City's website. Big up Wayne, Leicester fan. How are you feeling today? Wayne, are you going to win, lose, draw? Last time we did a watch along, we lost to West Ham, but we played really good football. We said by the next game, we should have some centre-backs in. Now, we signed that kid from Blackburn, Ashley Phillips, who I bigged up. I said this is a really good signing. And then we've now not signed him, which was a big, meltdown on social media. And we haven't signed any centre-backs. So how are we feeling about this? Because every game that comes, we still haven't got centre-backs in. How does everyone feel about that?
Sorry?
Has everyone just left the show and I'm by myself?
No, I'm here. I'm just not listening.
What's the difference then? I'm here, but I'm not listening. What do you think about the centre-back situation, Will? Like, it's been a week since we played our last game and we still haven't got a centre-back in.
Yeah, I mean, it can't happen. We can't start the season without at least signing one quality centre-back. And I'm talking like spending the amount of money that we spent on Romero. Like, it has to be at least Romero's quality or better.
See, we still haven't.
Where'd Iggy go? Did you leave?
I see that it's supposed to be rain, a monsoon, apparently. Ali Gold posted a video 4 minutes ago of a meltdown of just a lot of rain. Will there be a delay to the game, or
Someone just said the game's off. I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens.
Well, no. It's the current state of the pitch. It's showing on Spurs Web 5 minutes ago. Hopefully, it'll be good enough for the players to play.
Same old Enoch. We'll probably get injured. Romero will get injured. What do you make of this question, by the way? Do you think Richarlison should be starting now that, well, as Kane might be leaving?
Do what?
To do what exactly?
Be the striker?
Richarlison. Well, he played the second half, didn't he? Last week we got a half each, didn't they? So maybe the same will happen again today. I'm not sure, but he's got to start putting them chances away, man. I think if you had come on second half last week and he put at least 1 or 2 away, and he had numerous amount of chances, I think maybe the outcome might have been different. It's a fair shout though, because if Kane does leave, we do want to get this guy involved because he's the only one that we've got signed up to now. He's in the squad. We haven't got another number 9 in our current squad. So,
thanks, Scarlett.
It's a good point. Yeah, but Scarlett is still not Premier League ready. I don't know, man. But that's what I was saying. I think we should go and get Ivan Toney. I know he's suspended for a little bit, but I think you can get him at a good price right now.
Half a season.
And I think,
Apparently, what somebody was saying last week is that you can't sign. He can't sign with anybody while he's on suspension.
but you can strike a deal and then maybe sign
Yeah.
him when he does become available. But you can do all the other stuff. And at least that guy is Premier League proven. You know, he's in a better team. Not that Brentford's a bad team. I'm not suggesting that for a second. I just think he would score even more goals, in my opinion.
What do we think about today's game? Obviously, the results we're not really too worried about, but it's if you're not going to win, it's how you lose. And the way we lost the last game was just shocking. You know, I think they had 4 or 5 chances. They scored 3 goals. Our defense looked all over the place every time they attacked us, or most of the times they attacked us, especially on counter. But set pieces would look dreadful. But how are we feeling about today? Do we think it's going to be another really good performance where Spurs play some really nice football? And we think, wow, this is actually, it wasn't a fluke. This is real. We're actually playing good football again. But then Leicester pick us off, or do you think we'll beat Leicester because we'll sort out the defensive issues?
I think,
Go on.
I think it's gonna kind of be of the same. The only difference is I think our defense will probably look better because we literally took Leicester's best offensive player. So I think really I think Will said this in the last stream. The Barcelona game is going to really be kind of like our measuring stick of how the team is, to be honest with you. Because I think this game against Leicester City, I think we should win comfortably. I mean, I haven't really looked at who Leicester signed in the window, but I think we should.
I don't know if they've signed anybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, we are playing on their home turf, right? You know, King Power's Thailand. So they got King Power stuff all over the place from Thailand.
Guys, to everyone asking us about how to watch the game for free, Leicester City Football Club are showing it for free. Go to their website. I think you have to sign up to become a member, which is free, and you can watch the game there.
Shame on you, Levy. Spurs fans have got to go to the Leicester's website to go and sign up and watch the game for free, whilst we charge our fans to watch it.
Apparently, Leicester, I was reading last night, they've had thousands of new memberships. All Spurs fans sign up to their club. That's such a joke.
Incredible.
They're cleaning the water off the field.
Listen, I personally, from my point of view, I'm expecting more of the same. I expect us to be on the front foot, similar to what we saw against West Ham. The only thing I would like to see a little bit better.
Stadium's empty.
Yeah, perhaps defending set pieces. Hopefully they've worked on that a little bit. I'm not saying it's got to be absolutely bang on, but I think we've got to improve vastly on that. And then, of course, you know, the defense. You know, today we changed from Davies is starting there instead of Tanganga. So I don't know what that means for Tanganga. But you know, it's gonna be a team that's going to be playing on a front foot. You know, we've got attacking fullbacks. What worries me still is, you know, the lack of pace at the back. If they got someone up front that's quite quick, I'm not sure who's playing up front for Leicester. I haven't seen their team as yet, but if they got someone a bit rapid or quick, we might get caught out. But apart from that, going forward, I expect to see more of the same. Interesting to see that Højbjerg is playing in the 6. Does that mean Basuma's got a little bit more freedom to go to join our attacks? For the rest, I mean, Son, Kane, and Kulusevski. Yeah, that trio has been tried and tested. So interesting to see how those guys link up today. Kane needs to have a better game. He didn't have a really good game. He didn't have a good game last time.
Just needs to stay out of Madison's way.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that there's a little bit more in. The more they play together, the more the understanding grows. So let's see how that works out.
Why have we gone to Thailand during monsoon season?
Well, it's at the very, very beginning of monsoon season, right? Like it hasn't really started yet. Like if
But
it's
it's
starting,
monsoon
it's like
season.
one of the first sessions of it. They actually probably should have gone to Thailand first and then Australia, but I guess they're going up. Rather they're going north rather than jumping around.
Oh, thanks, Brian. So Iheanacho is playing up front. So from on a counter, Leicester could be dangerous because he's quick, isn't he? Iheanacho. So interesting to see how both Romero and Davis cope with him.
Well,
Porro,
where
I think all our fullbacks are bad at defending. I think every single Spurs wingback is not a good defender. If I'm honest with you.
Oh yeah, it's pissing rain.
Absolutely hammering it down in that stadium. I can see images of it now. The boys training, hammering it down.
you guys have the link? Our link?
Yeah,
Mari,
we're all in there.
check the
Just
WhatsApp
go to the
group.
back
I sent
studio,
Okay.
or you can just go in the studio and grab it.
Yeah. Let's go into StreamYard. It's there.
Okay.
Have you guys?
They're gonna
seen
tear
Joel?
that. They're gonna tear that pitch up like Harry Kane's doing
that
kick
pitch is gonna
keep ups, and it's
absolutely get
sloshing.
annihilated.
It looks like USA versus Trinidad and Tobago in the 2017 World Cup qualifiers.
Awful weather. See now that I've seen them images, I what kind of quality can you really get if that game goes?
They're not
ahead?
going to play in that. They're not going to play in that. Look at that.
Yeah, I can't see this game going ahead. It's absolutely hammering it down. So
unless these were older, like
Father,
older clips, you know what I mean? Like they may be showing older clips from earlier.
Because it looks like there was half an hour ago.
Yeah, because they had some guys on there pushing the water off the pitch. And why would you push the water off the pitch if it's pissing rain like that? Like
it's gonna get replaced straight away.
Yeah,
within minutes. It's not. That game's not going ahead, guys.
That's what I'm saying. These images that they're showing live on Spurs Play or whatever might be old because it's in like slow motion, right? Like it's not.
I hope the game gets played just so we can see Romero slide tackle in this and just take out 3 players.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You know what? You
Big
could
up,
be
Robbie.
right.
How you doing? Hope you're okay.
There's no way they're still warming up, and it's like 3 minutes to kick off. Well, assuming it's
no, listen.
delayed.
Anyone watching, there's probably going to be a delay to kick off. They're going to have to clean some of the water off the pitch, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But
I can read the lineup for Leicester if you want me to read the lineup for Leicester.
Yeah, let's get up on the screen. I'll put it on the screen, Will. Give me 1 second.
Guys, take this opportunity to smash a like to the stream and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Do you know what? I saw the other day, guys, that more than half of our viewers are not subscribed. It's an incredible stat. I was said it in the morning video the other day. More than half are not subscribed.
50% or something like that.
Yeah, guys, smash that subscribe and like the stream.
Don't be tight. Smash the like.
It's free.
If you guys
go, get better than free.
If you guys go to Barstool Football,
I can pull it up right here on SofaScore. So
there's an actual clip of Arsenal fans fighting from last night's game. Like there's a big brawl. I'm looking at them. I don't know. Maybe over the play.
Do you know what? I'll tell you something. I was watching Troops last night doing a post-match interview, and he basically was. Where did I just put it? He was basically just saying we got to do this and that, and just moaning about some things, but saying it's not the end of the world. It's just pre-season. And all the fans around were so hyped to the point of where they just wanted to be on AFTV or they wanted to be on YouTube. And I thought, you lot are way too rowdy for a pre-season game. So if there were fights, I'm not surprised. There was way too much hype. Then again, there we go. Okay, Leicester City, they've got Hermanson in goal, Ricardo Faze, Doyle and Kasanye. Harry Winks, one of our own.
Winks.
Playing in midfield, they've got Dewsbury Hall, McAteer, Pratt, Magic
I haven't heard of half
Ruler,
of these people.
No.
and Iheanacho. Yeah, I haven't
It's like
heard quite
Ian
a few.
Nacho and Winks. That's it. Everybody else. Or Castagna.
Castagne.
Castagna.
And then on the bench, they've got Stolarczyk, Justin Suter, Vestergaard, we've heard of, Nelson Christensen, we've heard of, Thomas Sumare,
James
we've
Justin.
heard of, Chowdhury, we've heard of, and Ndidi, we've heard of, Albrighton and Daka. So it looks like their bench is stronger than their starting 11.
Yeah.
Listen, they're a championship side, man. We should really be controlling this game and winning. We're gonna have it right.
Interesting to see that SofaScore has got both teams lining up as a 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
So we might tactically we probably it's not a 4-3-3. I don't know. I mean,
Can I say what watching us play last game? I think we have two formations. I think when we press, we go into a 4-4-2, and when we're not pressing, we go into either a 3-5-2 or a 4-3-3. There's like multiple formations depending on what we're doing with the ball.
Well, it's more like that. It's more like that Man City 3-2-2-3, right? Like when we're not pressing, when one of the fullbacks becomes inside, tucks inside narrow, it becomes a 3-2-2-3 or a 3-2-1-5, 3-2-1-4 type of a deal.
Just an update from Chris Collin. About 8 minutes ago, he posted they are repainting the lines on the pitch.
He stole that from Alistair Gold.
Oh, okay.
Tottenham beat home shot available for Tottenham shot for £125, made in Thailand for £5. Guys, go to a local Chinese market, show them this or the latest design, and get it for $5. There you go. Good shout out, Paime.
Just part of it.
So Alistair Gold just posted. Alistair Gold just posted. Definitely not kicking off on time. Discussions are still ongoing over when or if the match continues. So,
well, listen. To be fair, we did say it was going to be delayed because there's no way you can get water off a pitch with the pitch brushes and kick off on time. Never going to happen.
They took the paint away by doing that. They took all the paint away. They have to repaint the lines.
If it's still raining, how do you paint lines in the rain?
Well, if it stopped raining, that's what I'm saying. Because those pictures they were showing on Spurs play, I think were old from before. When they were out there earlier on, warming up and stuff like that. If it stopped raining now, but if the field is waterlogged, then the game could possibly go forward. It just depends on the quality of the pitch. And granted, they are in Thailand, so there's no guarantee that the pitch drains correctly. Right. So, being a grass guy myself, a lot of the times in the Premier League or even in the U.S. and top fields, the fields have a really good drainage system. So even if you get it just pisses rain, because there are gutters built into the pitch underneath, water tends to drain fairly quickly, especially with Bermuda type grasses. So,
Will, when I went to Spain, we went on tour many, many, many years ago. We went to this one facility in it was a part of Deportivo La Coruña, and the pitch underneath had a giant metal empty
trough.
tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen to what they did in Spain. So clever. All the water drains off the pitch into this tank or trough. And then, because it doesn't rain much in these hot countries, the Mediterranean, that water then gets funneled into
the irrigation
system. And they use that to water pitches and all the trees in the surrounding area.
Yeah, so, I mean, they do it. They normally do a similar thing too. So here in the United States, if you go to most soccer parks, especially even some youth parks here in the United States, they'll have like this irrigation pond, and all the fields have like in some of the cheaper deals or even some of the turf fields, they'll have like literally a metal gutter that runs along both sides of the pitch. And the water, because of the grade, runs into those gutters and runs into that irrigation pond where that water's collected, saved, and then they use it for irrigation. But in the high-end pitches, they actually have corrugated pipe that's actually looped underneath the pitch, back and forth like it's a big giant snake, and the water goes into that pipe and runs out. So it just depends. But if you go to a country like we have to play here in CONCACAF, where you go to like Haiti or Trinidad and Tobago, they don't have that, and the fields it just becomes a puddle, like a lake.
Cyprus.
Go
When I went to
go on.
go on, Iggy.
I do feel like we've got to review this whole going to Thailand and places like that this time of season. I think you've got, the one thing that footballers, certainly in pre-season, you don't want it to be a really hot climate, but this is no good either for them. That this could have an impact on injuries and all sorts. So I think they've got to find a happy medium, have it a nice warmer climate, and just make it easier for them to have a better pre-season, because this is terrible, man. Like I said, not too hot, but this is no good either. So I understand why they go out there. I do understand it. I do. Obviously there's a fan base out there that wait all year round to see these guys perform in their home country, and obviously there's a financial gain for the clubs to go out there, but
not if the stadium's empty. Because right now in Thailand, the stadium's completely empty. What?
But this is what I'm saying. But if you look at the weather. It's not exactly, it's not for a friendly match to go and get yourself soaked. And you can.
But that means they're not hardcore fans, right? Like if this was in Atlanta and it was pouring like this, I'd be there sitting in the rain. I'd just be wearing rain gear.
Iggy, it's true. When it's chucking it down with rain in England, we turn up, man. It's true.
Yeah.
I think it was right.
Yeah,
but they're there for attention and attraction.
It's a day out. But obviously the club get paid beforehand to go out there, and there's an X amount of money that gets given to them.
Also, they're used to this weather. They're used to this weather, aren't they?
I don't agree to go out there in the middle of the summer, man, in the pre-season, warming, getting your fitness up, and it's better to do it in a slightly warmer climate, 20, 25 degrees than what we're currently seeing right now.
So Thailand is a bit weird with laws and something like that. So maybe for safety concerns, they're not allowing fans into the stadium, and they're all standing outside right now.
Well,
right?
There's no rules out there. I've been to Thailand. There's no safety rules for shit.
Oh, there
Thailand,
is, man.
now.
There is now.
I have been there. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care.
No, there's rules. Nuts. They may not follow them, but there are very strict rules.
Yeah, all right. Maybe that's more right. There's rules, but no one follows.
It depends. And so it depends on where you're at. Like if you go to like a Buddhist temple or something like that, even sitting on the chain link fence, they'll come over and yell at you, right?
The thing is, the Mediterranean is no different.
It just depends on where you're at. If you're in the main streets in Thailand, you could probably stab somebody, and everybody would just step over the body and keep on going about their business, right? But
to be fair, there's not much violence in Thailand. Because they've legalized everything. Prostitution's rife. Drugs. Every tourist out there is doing something. Although if the police catch you, you're finished.
Although weed is legal there now in Thailand.
Listen, Thailand is a crazy place. I've been there twice, and I tell you what, I'm glad I did it when I was young, because if I went now at my age, I think I'd lose the plot. As in, I'd have to get out the country. I can't. You got to be young.
Changed in Thailand. My wife actually just went to Thailand like a couple weeks ago.
It's too wild. There's no rules.
See, we're not just a football channel. We're a tourism channel. We can recommend places for you to go and visit.
Go to Japan. Go to Japan. In fact, saying that though, the amount of times Will and people in the chat have said South Korea. I want to do. Do you know what? I want to go.
Korea's the best.
I want to go for one.
If you're young and you like clubs,
I need to try the barbecue. I need to try it in South Korea. I need to try the South Korean barbecue. I've heard it's amazing.
It is.
And I've got into
just the food in general in South Korea is amazing.
I eat kimchi now. I love kimchi. Kimchi. Do you know how good kimchi is for your stomach?
It's great for your microbiome.
Yeah. Fermented cabbage.
This is
We got the kimchi massive. Come on, the kimchi.
True story though. True story. I have IBS, and I used to get debilitating. I'm talking crawled up on the floor in fetal positions, cramps. And even to the point at one time where I had to go to the emergency room when I was in the military, and I was begging them to give me morphine shots. Like, that's how bad it was. Then I married a Korean lady and started eating kimchi on a regular basis. I don't get them. But when she goes away for a month and we go back to eating like Western style for the month and a half that she's gone, they come back. Kimchi, I'm telling you, it's everybody should have kimchi every day at least. Just even if it's just like a little bit.
Yeah, it's good for you. And
good
also
for your
sauerkraut, German fermented cabbage, sauerkraut. That's good for you as well.
Yeah, but kimchi tastes way better than sauerkraut, in my opinion. But that's just
Yeah,
me.
kimchi's got flavor.
That will probably be next year.
Surprised Daniel didn't
That will
try
probably be
to
next
have
year.
pre-season Saudi Arabia playing against their top four. Those games will buy us all the centre backs in the world, and we can simply leave Dyer there.
But why aren't
Just
we
leave
selling any players to Saudi Arabia? Like the only player that even got any.
On that stupid.
But that's how bad our squad is. If the Saudis, the only person they're coming in for is Son.
Even they're like, nope.
Right? I mean, seriously.
Like
People, we got 200 of you watching. 65 have liked. Smash the like.
Come on, guys.
Touch the thumb button. It takes 2 seconds. Feel free. You don't pay for it.
Any news? Any update about the
I make
time of
kimchi
kickoff?
sausages all the time. Would you guys keep Ndombele? Listen, we're not going to talk about Ndombele, BB, because it just becomes a cesspit of a hate or love, and it's just we can't do it anymore. Cannot eat kimchi or sauerkraut. I'll take the bad.
You got to try the good ones, Scott. So since you're in Canada, you need to go to the Korean stores in Canada. You may not have a Korean store in the area that you live in. I'm sure there may be one or two, but you got to get the kimchi that's in the box, not the glass jars. You got to get the ones that's in the box. It's a lot better.
So why is the glass jar one bad, Will? That's what I have.
Well, the glass jar one is just more of like, it's probably like a Chinese made kimchi, and it's not. It has like a very kind of sour taste to it. If you get the one that's in the red box, it's a cardboard box, and the kimchi comes in like just a plastic bag on the inside of that. That's actually Korean kimchi.
Will, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
When you get a chance, can you go on Amazon.co.uk, not the American one?
I doubt they'll have it on Amazon. You got to go to a Korean store, which they have them in London. You should be able to find a Korean store in London.
Kimchi in a box. Okay, great. Yeah. So now I can't go Sainsbury's. Can I make it? Can you make kimchi?
You absolutely can make kimchi, yeah. Just look at the recipes. You have to be able to get the ingredients, and to get the ingredients, you'll have to go to a Korean store, so you might as well just buy the kimchi that's at the Korean store. Because you can't get that type of cabbage.
There are Korean
stores.
stores.
The home of kimchi.
I'm sure there's a ton of them.
Yeah. There might have to be specific ones. There might be certain places in London or central London that may be specifically on this stuff. So
there you go, Seoul Plaza. It's on Tottenham Court Road.
There you go. To say central London, guys. So there you go, West End.
Yeah, but I live on this.
Tottenham Court Road. Is that not in Tottenham?
Nah. Central London, Will.
Tottenham Court Road is it's on the central zone. Where did someone put that link up?
It's not far. You can get to central London from where he is in about 30 minutes on a.
Will, where did you get that name
underground
from? The name of the place?
It's called Seoul Plaza, just from Google, my man. You got H Mart. You got an H Mart in London. That's the best. That's the one that I go to here in Atlanta is H Mart. It's in Fitzrovora. I don't know where that is, but
in Fitzrovora. That's Victoria.
Yeah. So you got an H Mart there. That's the best one. It's rated with 4.7 stars out of 5 on Google.
Do you know what? I bet you they do online delivery. I might just order it online then.
Yeah, and Seoul Plaza is the second best one. That one's in Malden.
Will, could you put in a private chat?
If you do a big order stuff, if you do maybe buy some stuff, just do not big, but you know what I mean, an order worthwhile, they'll probably deliver it to you.
There's another H Mart in Kingston upon the Thames.
Yes, that's
central London.
That's South London.
Yeah.
It's West London.
Let's see. There is one in Golders Green. There's a Seoul Plaza in Golders Green.
That's right. That's close. That's
close. Not far.
There's also a Kmart in Golders Green too.
Where? Palmer's Green.
Golders Green.
Golders
Oh,
Green.
okay. Palmer's
That
Green.
won't be too bad to get to. That won't be too bad to get to. You can drive up there.
So you also need go Choujang spicy. I don't do spicy, Dexter. Spicy just it kills me. And listen. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to spices.
I would go to either the Kmart or the Seoul Plaza in Golders Green. They're not the best ones in London, but the Seoul Plaza, if it's a offshoot of the other one, probably
best, Will. As long as it's better than the jar that you said not to have.
Yeah, Seoul Plaza and
there's white
Golders
kimchi
Green.
If you don't like spicy one, still there's white kimchi. There you go.
No, I like
kimchi.
normal kimchi. I like the normal kimchi. I don't have an issue with it. I don't find it too spicy. It's okay. When does this game start, guys? We don't know. There's no more updates.
We're talking about food. We're talking about food. I mean, there's no updates, guys, as yet.
I'll check Twitter again.
No notification as to when it's starting.
There's Santiago Jimenez in final striker. Let's see if Kane stays or go. We don't know.
Yeah, the last one was from a minute ago. It's from Alistair Gold. Says the pitch has definitely cleared a lot during the last 10 minutes. Fingers crossed. Okay. So,
still, your opinions are spicy. That's why I don't eat my opinions. There's a very good Asian food store in Highgate.
It can't just be Asian, though. It has to be Korean. There's a difference, right? There's a difference. Chinese marts will have some kimchi, but they usually don't have the good kind, right? That's what I'm saying. You got to go to a Korean market.
Oh, you don't make me hungry
kimchi. Do you know what I did the other day? I cooked a steak. Kimchi with a bit of steak is the best combination, man. Those two are just Let's go South Korea.
Just need to send a DM to a Korean Englishman. I'm sure he knows the best Korean shop in London.
AK Jin.
When I
Will, can you translate this?
South Korea, maybe.
Yeah, it says 이번 신라면 모델이 손흥민이라 신라면에 손흥민 얼굴이 있어요.
We really are on tour in Asia, aren't we?
Yep.
Only on Tottenham away does this happen.
He's saying that the new Shin Ramen. So Shin Ramen is a type of ramen noodle. He's saying that the new bag of Shin Ramen has Son Heung-min's face on it. That's what he's saying.
It's good selling.
It's good to know.
It's good to know the market.
So
maybe next time Spurs go to South Korea, we should look to get on that plane.
Kimchi is a fermented fermented cabbage. They take a pepper paste, pepper powders, and there's a couple other ingredients in that, and then they coat the cabbage in this pepper paste, and then they let it sit in these jars. Like traditional Korean kimchi can be aged upwards to like 100 years.
Just found it on Amazon Redbox. I'll check it out now.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's
maybe it is on Amazon. I don't know, but it's in a red box.
Is it Korean though? That's the thing, isn't it? We don't want Chinese or Asian. We want Korean. Let's try it out. Kimchi red box. Let's see what comes up on the UK.
Those of you tuning in, is there? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. Wait, show me the picture first, because I can tell you exactly.
Right, for the benefit of those who are tuning in now and wondering
what the hell
is going on, we're not.
We're waiting.
We're just talking about South Korea.
We're cooking, people. We're cooking.
Whilst we await for news as to when Tottenham, Leicester City will kick off. There's a slight delay due to weather conditions. So as a way to pass a bit of time, we started just kind of going here, there, and everywhere with food, and now in particular South Korean food right now. So
like if you can find jonggajip.
What did you say?
It's jonggajip mat kimchi.
Jonggajip, man, come on, you know, don't you know
JONGGA fresh. Go to JONGGA Search JONGGA Korean cold chain premium
JON.
kimchi.
GGA. Junga kimchi. There we go. Junga kimchi.
Come on, man.
Got it.
There
It's
you
the one,
go.
Will.
Not the one. I wouldn't get the one in the tins. If they got one in a bag or a box.
There. This one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Napa
get the
cabbage
one in the
mac
bag.
kimchi.
Get the one in the bag that's made in Korea. Does it have the made in Korea logo on it? No, that's different.
Right. Look for the one.
Yeah, look for the descriptions because it's a different bag than that they have here in the U.S. But the one in the U.S. has a big like gold seal on it that says "Made in Korea." That's the one you want. You want the one that's made in Korea.
Or look for the one that we was talking about earlier with
Must be this one.
Heung-min Son's face
Maybe
on it.
this will. This one.
No, that's in Chinese. Or Japanese. It might be Japanese.
All right. Do you know what? I'm gonna.
But just look in the description. It'll tell you if it's made in Korea or not. They have to, at least in the U.S., they have to list the country of origin. So if you look at the country of origin and it says Korea, then you're good.
All right. I'll. Oops. What have I done here? The wrong screen up.
Yeah, I got that same one.
I'll check it out later then. Okay, we're getting pictures from the stadium.
Just log in. What position does Kimchi play?
Kimchi can play all kinds of positions.
It positions itself on a steak, and on a steak, on the side of a steak.
Positions itself in my mouth.
Yeah,
my belly.
In our mouth.
We got an official message from Tottenham Hotspur. They said that the match has been delayed due to waterlogged pitch. There will be a review at 5:25 local time when the decision will be made. So that means they'll be in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, the one you were looking at earlier, Stel, is actually made in California. It's the Napa cabbage kimchi. You don't want that. You want that. You want the good stuff. It's made by a Korean company, but it's made in California.
It says made in the one in the tin says made in Korea.
Then get the one in the tin. I've never had kimchi out of a tin, but if it's made in Korea, it's gonna taste better than the stuff it ain't. So,
Lord of mercy, hold on, look, hold on, look. Guys, anyone tuning in with just talking about Korean food?
Making us hungry.
Because the game has been
I don't know how we got on kimchi, but we got on it.
You see here, Will, on the tin in the middle, there's like that gold thing that says made in Korea.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the same kind that's in the bag. But I mean, I've never had it out of a tin. I can't say that it's going to taste good. But if it says made in Korea, that's what I would go for, right? And if you don't want a lot of it, but I mean, that's the stuff that's going to taste the best.
160 grams, is that it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit more expensive.
So we don't want the Napa cabbage one.
No, the Napa cabbage one. That's the one that's made in California. But there's out of that same brand.
It says made in Korea on the tin. Look, it says Napa cabbage. The one in the middle, it says Napa cabbage, and there's a gold icon that says made in Korea.
I don't know.
I thought Napa cabbage is just a type of cabbage.
It is, but the one that I'm looking at on the U.S. one is Napa cabbage mat kimchi, M-A-T kimchi. It's all in English, but besides the brand. If you go into the description, it says made in California, and it doesn't have the made in Korea bin on it, right? But then if you go
made in Korea, look, made in Korea. Look.
Then it's probably made in Korea, the one in the tin.
But it says Napa cabbage as well. Look, Napa cabbage made in Korea. Super
Excellent.
Details. Country of origin, South Korea.
There you go.
Format, tea bags. Tea bags? What? Manufacturer, Daesang, Europe. It's made in Europe. Dude,
no, that's
this
just
is all
Daesang.
lies.
Daesang is the company, right? And they have one, like Daesang America does the American one. This is the difference. You want the best one is the Zhongja. Jongajip kimchi. That's the best one.
Right. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what you said. I'm just going to go to a Korean store and just get from them and do it the right way. Because all this shopping around on Amazon, I can already tell it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pay, it'd probably be someone saying game's off. I think he's just winding us up. Morning, Graham. How you doing? You combine Sainsbury's. Dexter, you can't. It's only the one in the glass jar, which we were saying not to buy. We need to get the one in the bag, kimchi made with Napa cabbage. Yeah, that's what I thought.
In the box. You want the one in the box.
The one in the box. The same one here in Germany costs €2.89. I know, but we've got Brexit, baby. Don't buy that one still. Show the game, please. We know your face is ready. Yeah, we're waiting for the game to start, dude. We've all been waiting here.
Well, we're waiting updates.
Is Eric Dyer the English kimchi? Because his defending is.
It says 5:25 is. There will be a review at 5:25 local time, which should be right now. Or is that in an hour?
Robert, that's what Will said. He said the same thing as you. Oh man, this is long. Jesus, man, we were up early. We were supposed to kick off half an hour ago, for crying out loud. This is ridiculous.
What time is 5:25 from where they are? UK
I'm guessing
time.
tin kimchi will be eating fresh tomatoes over tin ones. Yeah. Spot on. Great way of looking at it. Any kind of biryani is better than kimchi. Not for your stomach. Not for your stomach. I buy mine in a box with film inside at Sainsbury's. Really? Dexter, can you write down the name of what you buy from Sainsbury's and just put it in the chat? Then I can go and search online Sainsbury's, and then I'll get Will to verify it. He's our verification expert. Big up Cheyenne in the house, man. How's Cheyenne? Long time no speak on YouTube. Good to see Shy. Original Tottenham away OG Cheyenne.
Big up, Shy.
Humble Frog, probably not playing today. Just seeing the amount of water on the pitch. The stadium's getting fuller. Maybe that means it is going ahead. It's 5:26 in Bangkok. Biggie.
Okay.
Yeah, 5:27. So they're supposed to be doing a review right now. We should be getting news shortly. I mean, that was 7 minutes ago, right? So
Mate, why am I seeing scenes from Barstool Football on Twitter with fans fighting against each other? Arsenal
This is
fans.
what Mari said earlier. This is what Mari was saying earlier.
What's that all about, though? What is it all about? Like, why are they fighting each other for? I don't understand it, man. This is abroad as well. This is
Are they American Arsenal fans? Are they?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Why are they brawling, man?
Why are they brawling, man? Oh my days.
It's the one we're talking about, the original red box.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to go on Sainsbury's now. Do you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm actually spending a Tottenham away podcast doing online shopping.
Let's move it on to football talk. You said you saw Arsenal, Man United. What did you make of both teams, Stel?
I thought Man United were more organised, better organised, and they were more clinical. Look, Rashford missed an open goal from 3 yards out. It was an unbelievable miss, horrendous miss. Anthony should have hit the target with a really good counter-attack, but he put it wide. Martinelli should have scored, and then he got a second chance, and he's passed it to the goalie. If he just put his laces through it, they would have scored. Nketiah had a good chance, but he drilled it right across the goal. So there were chances for both teams. Man United were more clinical. But where you watched Arsenal last year just boss that midfield and it's just fluid and it's ticking, no, didn't see it. There's a lot of changes, though. There was a lot of changes. Both teams made a lot of changes, but I wasn't impressed by Kai Havertz. I'll tell you now. He was one of the worst players on the pitch for Arsenal, and Nketiah was terrible. So those two were bad. Timber, for the Anthony chance, he got caught out of position. Timber didn't look wow, but again, he's only just come. Gabriel, I just don't rate him. Ramsdale should have saved the first shot, but he got a hand to it, but it was a weak hand, and it bounced off his forearm and into the roof of the net. So Arsenal, in moments, you saw Arsenal from last season. You thought, they're looking good again. But They never got into their stride. And
they look soft. I know some of the Arsenal channels I was
Man United looked more on it. Man United looked on it, especially
they were
with the
on it. They basically bossed them, and that's what the complaints were for some Arsenal fans. Were like, how come physically United was just bossing them around? And so, for Arsenal, it is, for them. Because remember, no one expected them last season, and so they came in needing to prove stuff. Now everybody's talking about them. You're gonna have teams that just going to test them, and United was up for it. They were up for it. They bossed them physically. Physically,
they got.
I think the only way to get at Arsenal, if you're physically strong, you've got to play football as well. But physically, try and bully them during the match.
That's what United did yesterday. Ty was complaining, "Oh, United should be disgusted by themselves." Ty is weird. They should be disgusted with themselves. The refs
there's different ways to win a football match. You got to look at your opponents. You got to look at their strengths, their weaknesses, and you got to base that match on what you feel. If you feel like you can play toe to toe with them, the same style of football because you have a better technical team, then play toe to toe. But if you're weaker than them, and the thing is humility, knowing your weaknesses and knowing that if you go against somebody, it's going to expose your weaknesses. That's not the way to win a match. You go to your strengths, and if you feel like that is one way of winning that match, so what if it's horrible? So what if it's not pleasing to the eye? Ultimately, it's about results at the end of the day. And if you win a North London derby playing ugly, but ultimately winning a game, then so be it. So be it. Who cares? Different ways to skin a cat. It's different ways of winning a football match. And I don't mind any of them if it proves it was the right tactic and what would ultimately get you to win a game. I don't mind any ways of playing football. If it's the right mold, it's the right way in that match to do it, then do it. Simple.
Yeah, but most want to win.
You want to win ultimately. It's about winning the game.
But most Spurs fans would disagree with you, Iggy. They'll disagree.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying you play 38 matches that way. That's not what I'm saying. If in that match you're playing a better technical side because they have better plays to execute that way of playing than what you have, then you have to adjust, man. You have to adjust. And if it means you have to play ugly against them, against the like of Man City, against
but you see Man United yesterday. Man United didn't play ugly. I'll tell you what Man United did.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about
Man United doesn't need to play ugly against Arsenal. That's the point.
When yesterday, Man United,
we probably do.
They played some really nice one touch, two touch. When Man United went one touch on the attack, they look sexy. I'm not gonna lie to you, they look good. It reminded me of Ten Hag at Ajax, and I thought, wow, this is really good football from Man United. But then second half, because they were 2-0 up, you could tell they wanted to win it, so they were a bit more defensive, and it allowed Arsenal to come on a bit. But Arsenal did nothing with it. So.
Didn't Chelsea kick Newcastle's ass too?
Chelsea kicked Newcastle's ass. They beat Brighton, I think.
Oh, was it Brighton?
Yeah. I tell you what, you go look at anyone that tells me that Pochettino isn't going to do well at Chelsea needs to go and have their head checked. Go and watch the Chelsea goal yesterday that Mudryk scored and look at the free-flowing passing move. It was Poch at Tottenham.
Great goal.
It was Poch at Tottenham, guys. People that say, no,
Brighton 4-3.
It's a mess. Poch is going to fix Chelsea.
And that player that you're just talking about that scored that brilliant goal, he's going to be a different animal under him.
I would bet that that's the first time Chelsea scored more than 3 goals in probably a year.
Yeah, I think so. Stell, how was Declan Rice? Average. But he's only just joined. So we know Declan Rice is a good player, guys. We know Declan Rice is a good player. We don't know that Kai Havertz is a good player, though. And this is why I think a lot of eyes are on Kai Havertz. £65 million for a player that's been a flop for 2 years at Chelsea. I don't know, man.
And he flopped yesterday for Arsenal. Did you see the people who scored for Chelsea though? Nkunku, Modric, Gallagher, and Jackson. All of the new guys. All the youngsters.
But do you know what I'm seeing though? There's going to be a lot more teams playing exciting football. You got, if we look at our own team, yes, we need to sort the defence out, but we want to play the exciting football. Arsenal already doing it. Man United, from what Stell's been telling us, what you saw last night, is clearly that's the way they're heading. They have to. They're playing similar to what Ajax sort of. That's their attacking football. Brighton play attacking football. Chelsea are going to be playing attacking football. There's going to be exciting games next season. There's going to be a lot of goals as well. So, listen, it's going to be a really good. I'm looking forward to the next season of Premier League football. Everyone's going to be going at it, and Newcastle themselves are going to be playing Liverpool. Liverpool are going to be coming back, and they've always played attacking football.
Here's the kicker. Against Wrexham, Chelsea scored 5 goals. Against Brighton, they scored 4. The last time that Chelsea scored 3 goals was July of 2022 versus Udinese in preseason.
Lucas saying they scored 5 against Wrexham a few days ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Wrexham, but under Pochettino, they've scored 5, and then the next game they scored 4. But before Poch, the last time they scored 3 goals in a single game was against Udinese the last summer in preseason.
Last summer.
Do you know what? Aston Villa as well. They've signed 2 really good players.
Listen, they're all again. And now, listen, I could go on. This Aston Villa are going to play exciting football. Those teams in the 6, 7, 8 in that finished, in the top 8, top 9, 10.
Wolves.
They'll all play exciting football. And listen, I agree with you, BB. I do think we need to massively improve defensively, but I think it's the teams that play the exciting football that we're talking about, attacking football. Those that get the balance right and have the core, the defensive core, the back 4 or the back 2, if you like, or the back 3, and that guy, that number 6 that stays there protecting. That's what we got to get. We got to get that right. If we can get that right before the season starts, question mark. It's a huge question mark. If we get the players in, then I think we can start something. I'm not saying it's going to click straight away, but we can start to say, okay, now we're in. But for me, it's got to happen already. We're now on a second preseason. Well, if this one ever kicks off, we're second preseason game, and we haven't got the defenders in. We've had personal terms with Mickey van der Ven for how long now? It's been done deal, and it's like 3 weeks have passed since. We haven't got him in. We're playing Davis at the back with Romero today. Again, if the game goes ahead. But that's what we're looking at. Tanganga against West Ham. Today we've got Davis. We need more than that. And we need to get that, the right number 6. If it's Basuma, then I'm happy with that. Then go with Basuma. But we need to get those guys playing together because we've got a new goalkeeper behind them all as well. So we need him to settle in with his 2 centre-backs to get the understanding going. And the number 6, that unit there has got to be like that to allow everything else around them to do what they got to do. But we need to get this in place now, man. You can see, like I said, Man United, started off well. Arsenal, we know they're going to do well. They just signed Timber as a centre-back to play alongside Saliba. That defensive solidity is going to be there. Declan Rice is going to be there. The only thing
do you know what, Iggy? There's one problem with what you're saying. To make that all work, we need games. So if this game doesn't go ahead today, our next game is against Sailor City, which is a joke of a game. Let's be honest, it's an exhibition.
Yeah, that's because Roma's game. That was the Roma game, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the only real games we're going to have, like proper games to genuinely assess ourselves, will be Shakhtar and Barca. So really, if this game doesn't go ahead today, we've only got 2 more games and then the season starts. So we're not really going to have the preparation.
But they should be there already is what I'm trying to get at. Because even if you're not playing a lot of games, they're in a training pitch together. They're all training
You need matches. You need matches.
I agree, but we at the moment, they're not playing and we haven't got them in training together. So that's worse than what they're not having matches. Right now, we're not acting quick enough. And to be honest with you, I thought that was going to be the one area that would actually get in there straight away. Like literally, as soon as the transfer market opened, right, bang, bang, the deal should have already been done, in my opinion.
So it says that there was
10
minutes ago, there was a tweet retweeted by Alistair Gold that says, Schrader is currently speeding out of Bangkok, open highway, convertible roof down, in the rain, with a Bayern K9 shirt blowing in the wind.
Who's that guy, man? Who is that guy? Who is that guy, man?
Tell you what.
Someone's paid into that.
Players are coming out, according to Charlie Eccleshare.
Right.
We're getting bantered by this whole Harry Kane scenario and by
Mate, what did I say though? This is like about. I've been going on about it for weeks about nipping it in the bud, because it becomes a media circus, an absolute media circus. That
Big up,
reporter
Chris.
should be slapped yesterday for doing what he did. Honestly, he should be slapped. And I'm not talking about a front hand. I'm talking about a backhand, like proper backhand slap for what he did yesterday. How dare, man, a reporter do that in his job?
I thought it was quite funny. I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah, but it's not. A press conference isn't a place to banter.
He's a reporter still. He's not a fan, man.
Yeah.
He's there on official duty, man, to report for whoever he's working for, not to do this, man. Yeah, listen, funny. It's funny. It is funny, but how does somebody on his job do this? Anywhere else?
Could you imagine back in the day, press conference, North London Derby, the Sol Campbell's return? Someone puts like an Arsenal shirt of Campbell on them.
I just don't think you should be able to. I don't think you should be able to do that, man. You're there like on your work, man.
Yeah, but it just shows what a joke this Harry Kane situation has become.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I agree. But no one's willing to speak up.
Players are coming out the tunnel.
Cool. Let's do this, guys. Let's get the game up.
The bench, right? Like the dugout. There is no dugout. It's literally just like lawn chairs on the track.
No roof cover.
No roof cover. Just sitting in the rain. That's hilarious.
It got him. Game is off. Everyone is saying. Game is off. There's two people saying it. They think they can get away with disrespecting any team since they always get what they want in the Bundesliga. Seems like game is off.
No, that's Spurs Express tweeted it out. But Alistair Gold, 3 seconds before that,
I'm not saying it. Hang on.
Says the Spurs players appear to be coming out again. Big cheers from the crowd, but I think the teams have both come out to applaud the fans for coming. This could mean only one thing.
Yeah, this game's off, man.
Tottenham Hotspur. Tonight's friendly, this is from the Tottenham Hotspur official. Tonight's friendly against Leicester City has been cancelled due to a waterlogged pitch and adverse weather conditions. The event organizers, based on a recommendation from the match officials, deemed the pitch at the Rajamalangandanga National Stadium unplayable and unsafe.
Well, Ndombele will be happy.
Straight on Ndombele. Straight away, man.
I can go to bed now.
Yeah. I could just see the players now. They're going round applauding.
Mate, I feel sorry for Murray because he woke up, drank a can of Red Bull, now he's got to go back to bed.
They got the mascots out there walking around in their rain gear.
Now, this club is so divided. Now you have people.
Who's the tall guy with the shaven hair next to Madison just walking in?
Alfie Whiteman, ain't it? Or is that Vicario? No, Vicario's got hair.
Alfie
Whiteman, I think.
This club is so divided. You got people arguing, saying they should have done their research. Why are you going to play a game during monsoon season? And then people say an hour before you were complaining about it. Here's the thing that is true. A couple of these teams have already played 3 or 4 preseason games. This is bad because now, as of now, we've only played 1 preseason game.
Mari is exactly what I just said to Iggy 5 minutes ago. Exactly that. And our next game is against Lion City Sailors, which is going to be a joke.
Yeah. So this is actually not good.
It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Pay that.
Just imagine the money though that's been wasted in flying everybody out there, hotel rooms, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, Express is supposed to be out there on vacation, and I think supposed to go to the game.
Yeah, my wife was in Thailand 2 weeks ago. She said it rained really bad the last 2 days. I think she said it was there.
Are they going to refund everyone the £5 for Spurs play?
No. It's a year-long subscription. So. And you got to watch those guys talk on Spurs play, you know.
Yeah. Robert brings up a good point. The PR
when is our next game?
Wednesday. Yeah, a pub team on Wednesday.
The Lion City Ladies, the Lion City Sailors. What time is that one actually? Let's have a look.
Is that a Thailand team?
Singapore.
Singapore, it's a different country.
Which is a non-league. So that's going to be a 12 lunchtime start here for us in the UK, which is 7 a.m. for you guys.
That's better than 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Or 6 a.m., I guess. Only an hour difference.
They definitely got Alisson. I remain of the opinion that they've got to relook at this this preseason stuff and where they're going to do it, because it's ridiculous, man.
Somebody has said that Daniel Levy did it on purpose. He turned the sprinklers on so that people wouldn't watch it for free on Leicester TV.
He had Elon Musk send rockets into space that seeded the clouds that caused it to rain.
Game is cancelled, guys. Game is cancelled. Yes, it is.
Yes, the game is off.
Game is off.
I've been Eric Dyer.
Say, man, big up to the 200 plus people, man, have tuned in to.
Yeah, thank you, 200 people. Hear us talk about kimchi and BS.
We spent about an hour of it talking of South Korean food.
It was like 10 minutes.
I don't know what we. I don't know what we can do.
We can't
assess any players. We can't assess Harry. We can't assess Harry Kane's performance. We can't assess Ange's post-match conference. We can't assess. How he's played.
Well, I'm glad I stayed up till 5:30 in the morning.
I mean, these guys over here can go back to bed.
I'm just smiling because someone that's Levy.
Will's got nothing to rant about, so his show tomorrow.
I ain't doing a show tonight. That's a bonus.
Levy.
Asham Nail, yes, Asham Nail.
Do you know what? I might watch the Barcelona.
What games are on though? Is there any other games?
Even Levy supporters are saying poor planning.
Yeah, Barcelona,
I mean, it's the weather. You can't really do anything about the weather, and it's not like it's the heat of the monsoon season. So
we got Ladies World Cup, France, Jamaica, half time at the moment, 0-0.
No, I might watch the Barcelona Juventus friendly earlier on because we're playing Barcelona in a couple of weeks, so it might be good to see how Barca line up.
I guess
they were sick. They canceled their game. Barcelona. They had an epidemic go through sickness.
Of course they did. Of course.
According to the Bangkok National Weather Service, the monsoon season in Thailand this year is from May 22nd until mid-October, with 5% less seasonal average rain than normal, and the heaviest downpours will be in August and September, which is normal for that. So
the Barcelona Juve game was cancelled, man.
Awesome. So I won't watch that either.
Wow.
Okay,
it was cancelled due to probably due to public weather.
Then I'm gonna go downstairs, make a cup of tea, and watch Colombo.
Colombo. Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
I love Colombo, man. Colombo's a G.
Just one more question, and you know he's got
Colombo.
you. Once he says those words, he's got you.
No lies.
It's like you're his targets. Real Madrid, AC Milan, but that's at 3 a.m. My word.
Guys, I'm off to wet spam now to watch athletics. Have a great day. Big up, Jeff.
The Women's World Cup, I think, is on right now.
Yeah, France, Jamaica, 0-0 at half time.
So at least Chris Cowling got to eat a scorpion. Colombo is great. Yes, Chris, you know. Come on. Still love it. Everyone loves Colombo. Come on, deep down, everyone likes it.
Listen.
No, I don't.
I'm going to catch up with a few episodes of The Hijack on Apple Plus with Idris Elba. Really good watch.
I'm going to go watch a Korean drama until I go to sleep.
Korean drama? What's
I'm
that
just
like?
gonna
Is it,
watch my
I
bed.
watch lots of Korean drama.
how's that different? Is that any different to any other drama, or is it just pretty much the same?
But, yeah, I mean they're Korean, so they're in the Korean style.
I thought, yeah, I was gonna say I mean, Korean drama. I can't imagine putting those two Korean drama. I mean,
Yeah, so drama is just like a kind of like an hour-long TV show. Like The Walking Dead is considered a drama, right? But it's you have different types. So Korea, they have old school, like historical dramas, or they have like romance dramas, comedies, suspense, action, thriller.
We'll call this stream things to watch on a Sunday afternoon when there's no football on Sunday morning. In your case,
That's a long title, Wiggy.
it's like things to watch. I'm saying hijack. He's saying Korean drama. You're saying Columbo. Mari, what are you saying?
We say Murray.
What's a good watch right now?
What do you
Something
normally
recommend?
watch, Murray? What's your go-to?
Oh man, right now I've been watching Netflix. I mean, Money Heist.
Money Heist, yeah.
That's a Korean drama.
Yeah, Ozark.
Warrior. I have to keep an eye on that, Chris. Warrior.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I've been watching Sopranos. Sopranos was on last night, and I was.
The Witcher season 3 is out. That's pretty good. If you've never watched The Witcher, that's a good series.
That's a Blue Moon. I see it.
Crystal Maze.
Magnum PI. That's old
Back in
school.
the day, with was it Richard O'Brien? Keith O'Brien?
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, I used to love that. Man.
Matlock.
Proper 90s.
You guys remember Matlock or Magnum PI on the syndicated channel?
Man, it was about MacGyver.
MacGyver was good. Matlock and Magnum PI, not so much.
Did you guys watch Quantum Leap? That was one.
Quantum Leap was okay.
With that
The
thing
first
that-
couple of seasons, it got weird after a while.
was it
And then
called
the
that
remake
thing?
was horrible.
Yeah, Ziggy. That handheld device he kept using to teleport.
F1 on today. Might have to watch that.
My Mr. Chunchoneo, he's recommending the drama My Mr.
It's saying comments are turned off on YouTube.
No,
Everyone-
people are just commenting right now.
Donna-
Right? See, Jeff Dawson, Will, how do you feel?
Yeah, people are commenting all the time. Airwolf. I remember that, Mark.
Airwolf was good. Knight Rider,
Yeah,
A-Team.
A-Team.
Yeah.
The A-Team.
Ba 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 ba.
I was
Street Hawk,
yeah,
man. It was Street Hawk.
Street Hawk, Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard was so good, mate. Do you know my favorite? My favorite of it all was that Smokey and the Bandit.
You're too
It's still,
old, man.
it's still on it now, man.
WP
Listen, Dukes of
Hazzard.
Hazzard.
I
The
can
Dukes of
see
Hazzard,
the
like that.
bandit.
what-
I can see
The
the
Dukes of
bandit.
Hazzard from the day, mate. As a kid watching that, man, I just wanted to buy a Dodge 69 soon.
Charger, yeah.
I love that. That was what I always wanted that to be my first car, and that's why I love all American muscle cars.
Let me tell you how
We do make the best muscle cars.
society's changed. New York City, right?
Land of the Giants.
Italian muscle cars are like skinny jeans.
New York City in the 80s, right? Me and my buddies, right? This is inner city. We were all bragging because we got the Dukes of Hazzard lunch boxes. And I'm talking about
No way.
inner city boys, right? And now you fast forward. It's not politically correct.
Oh, the General Lee sign, the flag. Yeah.
We didn't care back then. We're like, oh man,
No, because they didn't make it about any of that stuff back then, right? It was only racist if you thought about it,
Yeah, no one cared. I'm talking about we're black kids, and we're like,
It was all about getting in and out of the car.
The
without opening
Confederate
the door.
flag. The Confederate flag, like, if you want my opinion as an American, and even as a libertarian American, I'm not even like a leftist wokey. And as an ex-military member myself, I think it's silly that the South like goes against, they were traitors to the country, right? Like, they were traitors, right? They were dissenters. So it always kind of, as an American veteran from ex-military, U.S. military, it always made me feel weird when people would fly that. It's like flying the Nazi flag against, I don't know, the kings of Germans.
If you could go back to your childhood and just pick one show, what would it be? All right, let's go with Will first.
Oh man,
Just one show from my
Yeah.
childhood.
with all them cars and all the vehicles that we've just been talking about.
I know mine's easy. I know it straight away.
I watched so many shows.
Go on, you go with yours then, if you know.
Only one.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I loved it, man. I was addicted.
That's not really my child. That's my teenage years, though.
Teenage years, yeah.
Yeah, but
It's still
who's older? That's teenage.
I'll give you one age.
Yeah, it was like mid '90s.
All
I'll
right,
give
so
you
we're
one
going before that.
Yeah, we're to '80s. We gotta go '80s.
The 80s
Well, I'm a-
would be because I had a huge crush on all those girls on that show. The Facts of Life, Tootie. I had a big crush on Tootie. I'm not
Facts of
gonna
Life. I don't think we had that. We had Baywatch. We watched Baywatch for women.
Baywatch is in the '90s too. That's like late '90s.
I love that show too.
I remember
96.
watching Mari. How old were you when you were into women? Like 9.
Yeah, why not?
Murray since birth, man. Since
I had my
birth.
first kiss at 5, bro.
79. That's what I tell people. I
Since
remember
birth. He woke up, he didn't even say that to his mum. And go, check her out.
sitting with my dad on his knee watching the '86 World Cup. It was my first World Cup.
I'd have say Knight Rider for me. If you're talking '80s, Knight Rider for me was probably my number one.
God.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe
Knight
That
Rider.
show was great. It's for me. It's a toss up between A-Team and Knight Rider. Those two were the
Yeah, Knight
best.
Rider.
I loved 18, man. 18 was fucking wicked.
The A-Team was more comedy, like a comedic action, whereas like Knight Rider was a little more serious, right? Like a little more. Mission Impossible was another good show too in the '80s.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fan of the Tom Cruise movies, but the actual show Mission Impossible was pretty good.
Airwolf.
MacGyver.
Airwolf.
Airwolf was okay. Like for me, it was it would be like B tier for me.
Mate,
Yes, I did have a crush on Mrs.
yeah,
Garrett.
listen, hard to pinpoint one, man. There was so many. Yeah, like the guys, you guys have mentioned the Dukes of Hazzard was another one. I just loved anything with the vehicles.
Do you know what? I quite like that. I quite like. I was a bit of a nerd, man.
Saved by the Bell.
You
That
know,
was sick as well.
you guys were-
Saved by the Bell
was good. That's the early '90s too, though.
A lot of girls on there I fancied. A lot of girls as a kid.
late at night.
Yeah.
Late at night, guys. You guys still in
And right by the
Oh,
time we hit
yeah.
18 or 19, we got to see those girls from Saved by the Bell's boobies. So
Mate,
that was always
mate,
good.
Baywatch was when Baywatch first appeared in the scene. That was just like
That
that was
was
the right time of my
Baywatch would be
adolescence.
bad.
My adolescence and Baywatch together. We just grew together.
We will watch. I kid you not. We will watch Benny Hinn because we thought that show was hilarious
Benny
and
Hill.
had a lot of sexual
Benny
innuendos.
Hill, not Benny Hill. Benny Hill. Yeah.
Benny Hill. Benny, yeah.
Proper jackass.
Benny
Yeah, but
Hinn.
how wrong when it's to play that stuff now, man? You get slammed for anything.
Dude, Baywatch is wrong. Imagine doing Baywatch now. The amount of
Slow motion bit, the slow,
politically correct.
the slow motion, everything's
Did you guys have TGIF in the UK? So like on Friday nights, you had the show with Erkley, Family Matters. You had
No, we had this puppet. We had this alien puppet called Alf.
Alf was great.
Alf was great, man.
That was a great show too, Alf.
Alf
Yeah,
was
Alf.
great.
And then you had you also had you didn't have Family Matters. You didn't have Urkel.
Urkel. Steve Urkel.
Family Matters. We had British versions, I think.
Who's the
We had
boss?
something. We had these
Who's the
police
Boss
guys
was
on.
good. Cheers was a good show.
Remember who's the
We
boss?
had Chips.
That was
Ours was called The Upper Hand. Who's the boss? It was called.
Yeah.
I
The Upper
preferred.
Hand,
I
yeah.
preferred Who's the Boss anyway.
And then
you
you
guys-
also had what's that show?
What you talking about,
from
Willie?
San Francisco with Uncle Jesse
Full House.
and Full House. You didn't have like because it went from like Family Matters to Full House, and then
We
there
had
was
the
like
Cosby
two.
Show. We had the
Different
Cosby
Strokes.
Show.
Was that
Cosby
too soon
Show.
for you lot? Was that too far back?
No,
Strokes.
Different Strokes. That's 80s. Cosby Show was 80s,
Mate,
90s.
do you know another series I enjoyed?
Oh, my Lord.
Everybody
Fraggle
loves
Rock.
Chris.
Fraggle
Everybody
Rock.
hates Chris. Sorry, everybody
Yeah,
hates
yeah,
Range-
dinosaurs
Range
too. Which is like
Hill,
Not the Mama. That was always
Guardian
great.
Angels, massive.
This one. Grange Hill was massive in England.
I don't know Grange Hill.
Grange
It
Hill
was
was massive.
basically
Barker Grove,
our version of Saved by the Bell, but it was more serious.
Barker
wasn't
Grove
cool.
was another one. that we grew up.
Listen, when I think of
Not the
young-
mama. That's right, caveman. Not the mama.
You guys know Susanna Hawks, right?
You
She
tell him,
was-
Oliver.
Mate,
You
I
tell them,
can't believe
Oliver.
we got 150 plus still watching us go on about.
We're reminiscing. We're all reminiscing.
Reminiscent from the 80s, man.
Yeah, man.
80s and 90s. Sorry for the
And-
younger.
If
And,
you're younger, they're like, banana.
Home Improvement. That was a good show from the 90s. We're getting into the 90s now. Beverly Hills 90210. No,
Mate, original.
Hey, Beverly Hills
that
90210.
was a good one from the 90s.
The
Yeah.
original like 210. Yeah.
The original Beverly Hills 90210, yeah, guys. Not,
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
The thing
Not the
is, we had,
remake,
like-
the original.
We had
The one from the
cartoons
90s.
growing up. I had things like He-Man and
He-Man.
Masked Crusaders and
G.I. Joe. Did you guys do
well-
G.I. Joe, or did you have like the great English
I don't
hero?
know G.I. Joe, that- No, I don't
How do you do
really-
G.I. Joe? You can't. It's American, right? You can't do that in
No,
England.
no,
That don't
no.
work.
Did you guys have Transformers?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course
Transformers.
we did. Of course.
Yeah, and we had a rip-off version called the GoBots.
Oh, we had GoBots.
Yeah, GoBots.
Yeah.
Mate,
It was a
the
fake version
80s
of
show,
Transformers.
it was. Do you know what? I feel sorry for those who missed out that generation, or ones that may watch and not
I
understand.
remember the Wombles.
Mate,
but
it was a great time to
The
grow up.
Wombos
It was. Best
it was a
movies, best TV
British-
shows.
Wombos
And
of
you know what?
Wimbledon.
For
And
all
it
the
was-
shooting, like on shows like the A-Team, for all the shooting, no one actually ever killed like blood or anything. There was no.
Yeah,
Just
you
open
couldn't. The
fire.
TV ratings back then, they wouldn't allow it. But
Weren't the Wombles canceled because they were too sexual?
Murray, everything in the UK that we grew up loving is all now cancelled, or they've all gone to prison for
Or
some
they're
kind
just
of abuse.
dated, sexist, or they you know, they
Ev-
forget the
everything.
fact that it was, you know, it
Everything.
came out in the 80s. Things have changed.
yeah,
you know,
but we
things
got England always came out with really like
Mate, we had
pedophobic
Mind
type
had
TV
Mind
shows,
Up.
man.
No,
You had
no,
like
no,
the
but we're-
Teletubbies. You had like, I don't know if it was
Obviously-
England and
obviously
kids shows, man, but they're very like
Obviously, the
But
phones.
we
Can't forget the phones.
we had people that used to have like a whiteboard and a marker pen, and they'd draw this cartoon character, and they're like, "Can you guess who it is yet?" And then it'll be like Bugs Bunny. That guy is now a paedophile. Then we had
Convicted.
another guy who yeah, like they all like we had a show called Rainbow. Rainbow was like these puppets and this host. They've all turned out to. They've
I
done
don't know. You guys
something.
just make up. I don't know what it is about English kids shows, but you guys just make like straight up pedo-erotic stuff all the time. It's Wombles, Teletubbies. Like we had Barney, but that wasn't like pedo. You know, I mean, the only the only kid guy that we had that was like a pedo was like Pee Wee Herman, but he's
You had a guy called Pee Wee Herman.
yeah Pee Wee Herman. I guess Pee Wee Herman wasn't really a pedophile, but he did expose himself at a movie theater in L.A. or something like that.
It was easily,
Neil
yeah.
Buchanan.
I remember my dad said, "That's a weird dude." Yeah,
Yeah, but you could just
I
tell.
love Teletubbies. I know. We're not as
We had Candy and Lacey. We had Cheers.
Cagney and Lacey was American.
Yeah, Kenny and Lacey's American. Cheers is American.
I still love
Watch
Cagney
all
and
of them.
Lacey. Do you remember Iggy? Do you remember the British version? Our version, I loved it. It was called Dempsey.
I know. Don't forget, for the first sort of
Mate.
9-10 years, I lived in Italy. I came over here when I was 10.
Dempsey and
So all
Makepeace.
this-
That's it. Dempsey and
The
Makepeace.
original.
Dempsey
Bananas
and
and
All these
pajamas.
shows like the A-Team, Dukes of Hazzard, I used to watch them dubbed
Chris
in
knows.
Italian.
Chris knows.
And when
Chris knows Dempsey and Makepeace. That's old school. That's old
What's the
school. right?
original
when
Office?
when I first used to watch the A-Team, Dukes of Hazzard, and Knight Rider, I remembered watching it dubbed in
Danger
Italian. When I came to England, I heard the original voices. I was blown away because the voices are so different. For the first 2-3 years, I was like, "What?" And even the intro music was completely different. Knight Rider to the Italian version, and Dukes of Hazzard, if I remember correctly.
What was the original Office?
You guys had a show. England had a show, a kid show in the 90s called Blue Peter.
Yeah.
Will, let me tell you something, right? Blue Peter. If you ever won a Blue Peter badge, right? If you ever got a Blue Peter badge,
Mate, it
you would
was
have
your year.
free, you'd have free access to so many things as a kid, like theme parks, cinemas, I think, museums. It was like if you got a Blue Peter badge, you nailed it as a kid. It was like a golden ticket.
It made up your year, you know.
Yeah, we never got one, but
I never got into Star Trek. I'm just looking at some of them.
I'll be honest with you. Everything changed for me when that movie Weird Science came out with that really fit American English actress, whoever she was. That changed everything. Once my mind.
She was gorgeous, and that's Weird Science. She was gorgeous.
Doobies, Ducks, Disco Bus.
What was that? What was that? Funny,
Dr. Zipbag. What is up with these titles?
But they're making stuff up. Kelly LeBrock. That's it. Kelly LeBrock.
Amazing.
Oh my lord.
She was hot. Yeah.
Like I said, growing up was brilliant.
Susanna Hoffs.
The bill.
So Amari will basically in England, the bill. We used to so the police you call the old bill.
The old bill.
So they had a police show in England called The Bill, which is basically a spin-off of the old bill. That's a bit dark side. Elm Street and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. I couldn't get into horror movies, man.
Those were scary. Man.
Mate, you got
JP, the show's canceled, my man. He's shoved in the back of the other street.
Yeah, listen, the football got called off. What's happening there, Marcus?
I just closed that other stream out.
Yeah, the film.
It's science. The football red. Yeah.
Now we're just chatting.
I had to sneak.
Random.
I had to sneak to watch those movies. I could tell all the movies I had to sneak to watch because was out in the basement.
Remember Roseanne? I used to watch that every week.
Roseanne was a good sitcom.
She got canceled.
She's crazy now, but it was a good show in the 90s.
You know, I was so fascinated because this was my first introduction to like American families, right? Roseanne was like my first introduction to proper American families. I was fascinated that there could be a boy called Chip. I remember the son was called Chip because for us, Chip is something.
No. The son wasn't called Chip. There was like a boyfriend of the daughter was named Chip.
Someone called Chip.
What was it with these names, man? Why would you call your kid Chip?
Isn't that like a British name? Isn't you guys got that? Chip
is fries, man.
Henry and
Chip is fries. What are you talking about?
Alfred and Athelstan.
Henry's after a king, man.
How can you put Alfred and Chip in the same category?
Chip, Dirk.
So like Chip, so like back in, if you're like going like pre-boomer, so if you're like talking about like the great generation, like all of your old money, Hamptonites,
I would agree.
Their names were like Chip and
we mentioned Quantum Leap. Yeah, Kelly Kapowski. Who didn't have a crush on Kelly?
Married with Children, that was a great one.
I was trying to remember. Was that
the 70s show was good. That was like 2000s though. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Whose Line Is Anyway was classic.
Oh,
yeah. It was fun for a couple of seasons. It got old though.
Yeah, once you understand it properly, it's done.
They had the American version of it. It was good for a while.
Why is JP joining the show now?
JP, you missed a great match, man. You missed a great match, JP. Spurs 4.
What did you think of Harry Kane's performance, JP?
This sounds like a much better conversation.
Listen, man.
I
can't believe there's still like 100 and however many people still locked in listening to us. We started off with we covered it all. We covered South Korean food. Now we're going through 80s show. Guys, what conversation should we let the guys in the chat decide what next conversation we should take on? We've done the food, we've done 80s show.
Your favorite 80s artist, musical artist.
Favorite musical artist. Wow, man.
From what decade?
he likes.
Jazzy B.
I could tell he likes some soul. He like Prince. Let's go,
Me,
Prince.
man.
MJ.
Me,
MJ was
Okay,
Yeah,
we
Michael
should-
Jackson from the 80s. I used to do a really good Michael Jackson impersonation, singing wise.
you gotta have some old videos. We need to see them old
You'd have to
videos.
ask my mom. I don't know if she's
Yeah,
watching the
you-
show, but
All right,
I used to
Mrs.
do Heal
Stewart,
the
if you can
World.
hear us, we need to see videos of your son impersonating
Remember as a kid, me
Michael
and my
Jackson.
brother would sing the song "Everything She Wants."
George Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle and auntie love George Michael, man.
George Michael was amazing.
You mean
Everyone
Joe
would-
Rogan?
What-
Joe
what-
Rogan.
What decade are we talking about? The 80s or the 90s?
80s and 90s.
Music wise, 80s. If we're talking about 80s,
Tupac. Okay.
well,
That was
yeah,
90s,
Tupac's
though.
96, yeah, mid 90s.
Sophie, man.
Biggie.
Biggie.
Jazzy
Smalls
B,
was-
man. Jazzy B.
Oh, that is my
Biggie, Tupac, both of them. Can't get on them.
Smalls was too much.
Someone put Pink Floyd. Massive. They were huge, man.
Pink Floyd. Yeah. Duran.
Culture
I
Club.
love
I don't know. It's hard, man. But the 80s was, for me, growing up, the 80s was dominated by MJ. They're massively dominated by MJ, wasn't it? He came out with some.
Duran was big.
Lionel Richie was good.
Nice.
I mean, if you're gonna talk like
Look,
80s rap, you're talking like what, Melly Mel?
Vanilla
Yeah,
Ice.
yeah. Run DMC.
Not Vanilla Ice.
You know what?
I was joking, man.
It was 92, but
Vanilla
no,
Ice.
We're talking like
Hammer,
lyricists from the 80s. You're talking Melly Mel.
Helen Kim.
MC Hammer.
Kane.
MC Hammer.
Helen Kim was there, wasn't she?
He's probably my goat from the 80s, Melly Mel.
Prince was massive. Prince was huge.
MCM.
Run DMC.
One. Do you know
Who
what?
are those guys?
I used to like an English group called
George.
UB40. I used to like UB40.
I used to love De La Soul.
Oh yeah.
Grandmaster
I've got
Flash was
vinyl
good.
somewhere. I've got
Oh,
vinyl somewhere.
Adam.
Still.
It was that's kind of soul to soul, man. That was my time.
Soul to
Soul
Soul.
to soul.
Soul
Sick.
Soul was huge.
Aswad. Do you remember Aswad? I used to love Aswad.
Do you know
Jazzy
what?
B.
Aswad could, yeah.
Yeah.
Shine like a star. Shining so bright.
It's a shame that we can't play it, man. We can play some tunes now. man.
Curtis Blow, he was big. I used to have a few of his
Wait.
records.
Maxi Priest. Maxi Priest was pretty sick as well.
Big Daddy Kane is my top 5 favorite
Maxi
rappers.
Priest and Shabba.
Daddy.
Big Daddy Kane.
Listen,
Shabba.
Shabba.
No, because someone said Maxi Priest and I said
Shabba.
Maxi Priest and Shabba.
Do you know what? In terms of like, see, hip hop's weird. So there was some hip hop I just liked the beat, and the beat got me drawn into the actual track. Other people, I just thought you were just an all round. You tick all the boxes like Biggie, but there was some rappers where the lyrics you really had to listen to that deep into the lyrics, and then that's when like Nas
was good.
for me lyrically.
Yeah, Nas was great.
Unreal.
Biggie was great. Tupac was great lyrically.
I know kids have their generation, their era, but hip hop right now.
Ice Cube, his early stuff was really good.
They're auto-tuned, Marley. Everything's auto-tuned.
Hello.
It's all auto-tuned.
Hello, Cool J, right?
So, and robotic.
Music nowadays is trash.
Do you know? I'll
is.
tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. The biggest thing, especially if you're into hip hop and stuff like that. What I find with modern day hip hop is like there's layers. So you get the guy singing here, you got the music, and then between you listening to it and the music coming out, there's too many layers, and it doesn't hit, it doesn't land. When Tupac used to sing, he never overproduced that. He would leave it raw. He would leave it how he's recorded it onto the microphone. It's how it was delivered to your ears, which is why you connected to it a lot more.
Yeah, but Iggy, our generation, this
robotic voice. And
but you know why? You know why? Because our generation of hip hop, they were gangsters. They were actually gangsters. Nowadays, hip hop artists are Instagrammers.
I'm an island boy doing island things.
He could come out with an album today, just doing shit like that. He could come out with an album.
Fresh.
Good, huh?
It's just
do you remember Dougie
overproduced.
Fresh?
I agree.
No, mumble rap is so bad. All of it.
Trap. It's called trap.
Mumble rap, all of the
Called
like
trap.
Drake,
Look,
all of that
trap.
British. What do they call it? The D dumpster shit, whatever his name is. Digger D. So bad.
It's Nas. I'm like, Nas would eat.
Drake is the worst rapper I've ever seen in my life.
He doesn't
I'm gonna
rap. He
send it.
talks
This
for
week I'm
himself.
sending
He
it.
talks. He
Oh,
literally
Donna
talks.
Cullen.
We
Donna
got
Cullen
Donna
in the
Cullen. I
house.
haven't seen Daniel Levy yet. We've seen Donna in the chat. We haven't seen Daniel. We had
He's a
two
member.
new members.
He's a
Two
member,
new
right?
members. Donna
Yeah.
and Daniel joined on the same day.
African Bombata. Is it African
Oh
Bombata?
man, you go way back.
African Bombata. That was banging, wasn't it, at that time, if I remember?
These are all genres. I mean, singer-songwriters. Like some of the lyrics are just so soft and flaky. There's not deep substance, man. I'm like, you listen to some of the bands. I mean,
Mari. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Right. This for me is the biggest change. Yeah. I was at an event a couple of weeks ago, and all the 40-year-olds, late 40-year-olds, when certain old school tracks dropped, they were up on their feet, and everyone was come on.
That was last night.
Right now, I wish. Was that you last night?
No, I went to a wedding last night. Yeah.
I still start taking off all my clothes when I hear that Nelly song. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, though, if you played that
getting
music
hot
for 5
in
hours,
here.
right? If you played that music for 5 hours, we would be dancing the whole time. Now, that's because we were ravers. We were actually into the scene. Nowadays, after 2 hours, they're going for a break. These kids, and when I say kids, younger people, and like I spoke to my cousin, like, why are you going? The atmosphere is. No, I don't know how you do it. Where'd you get the energy from? Like, dude, this is how we grew up. And they're all like this. They're all like this, all of them. They're all like this. Like,
man, do you remember that album? Do you remember that album?
Put your phone down and enjoy the vibe.
It now. Enjoy it now, innit?
Remember when that NWA album first dropped?
Why are you recording this? And that's the difference. And I think the music reflects that. I think music reflects that as well. Just my opinion.
Do you guys remember, like, but there are certain songs though, like in the late '90s, right? Because that was my clubbing age, right? So from 1998, I was 18 in 1998 to what, like, 2005, right? Like that was my big partying time space. And there were songs like the Thong Song, from, like, you remember Cisco from back in the day? Like, the guy's kind of a one-hit wonder, but that one song in the club, man, was just that dress so scandalous, right? Let me see that thong.
And everyone would sing it. Everyone would sing it. Even the girls would sing it. Even the
baby. Thong, 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 thong. That's a great song, dude.
But you could actually put your hand on someone's shoulder back then without being accused of murder.
Yeah, you could dance. You get up, get up. Back in the early 2000s, we did that thing where you kind of shimmy up behind a girl, and if she liked you, you do a little button rub.
Her mate, so she would have your back toward you. Her mate would be standing across, and she'll give this girl the nod if the guy behind you is
good enough or not.
My music playlist at that time.
And if they didn't like you, they'd turn around, right? Like, so if she turned around, you knew you were screwed.
Whatever
but
her friend says, if standing in front, she can see you. So that they trusted each other's judgment and to say, yeah, it's cool.
You know what's so fun? So to bring up Korea again, but you know what's so fun about Korea is that they do everything in generations, right? So in Korea, they have these clubs, and they'll say, like, it's called the Chilgong Palgong, which is 70s and 80s. So if you're born in the 70s or the 80s, they have clubs, even to this day, that are open now. So like us in our 40s could go to a 70s, 80s club. It will be filled with people born in the 70s and the 80s, and they play 70s and 80s, that generation's music from like the late 90s and early 2000s.
You know what?
Look at these albums, right? Look at these albums.
Yeah, SWV.
So how many babies were made to this?
Oh,
do you know how old school my collection is,
Listen. No album made pure swing. You know what? No album, especially, I mean, I can't nowadays, but R. Kelly in the 90s was R. Kelly in the
Yeah,
90s.
he was
or something.
banging. He was banging.
Yeah, he certainly was.
Yeah, Drew Hill, but I'm not talking about Drew Hill. I'm talking about Cisco as a solo artist, though. Right? Drew Hill was.
Marcus, what's that one song? I mean, good to have you on it. He would be better to ask.
Listen
Which
to these names.
song
Listen to these
do you play that still is a massive floor filler? It doesn't matter. It was the 80s, and still to this day, as soon as you play
names.
that song,
Hypnotized, surely.
I don't know,
Surely,
man. You gotta
hypnotized.
ask him. He's the one working
listen,
on it.
Iggy, listen to these names: Beverly Knight, Jodeci, Soul for Real, Horace Brown, Aaron Hall,
Aaron
Truce,
Hall, I miss you.
Bobby
Aaron
Brown,
Hall.
Leah, Julio, R. Kelly, Brandy, Lighthouse Family. Do you remember them? British band.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't like him that
Shy,
much.
Shantae Moore, The Influence, the
Shantae
Whitehead Bros. The Whitehead Bros. Oh
They're
my
underrated.
god.
Shaka Khan,
SWV,
Feel for You, right? Or is it
Mark Morrison,
Ain't
I
Nobody?
remember that. Yeah.
Ain't
Bell
Nobody.
Biv DeVoe.
Feel.
Remember Bell Biv
Listen
DeVoe.
listen to the DJ, man. He's right here. He's telling you. This is the one floor filler.
Shaka Khan all day long. There you go. Yeah, it's true.
He's saying Shaka Khan. If he plays Shaka Khan, it's a floor filler.
Everyone's
It's
up.
got to be Ain't Nobody, right?
But this is I quite like house music. Did you guys like house? I loved house music growing up.
Which
I
kind of
like
house? Like Alice DJ type of house music, or
not electronic-y EDM styley, just good house. Just
well, I mean,
fun.
all house is electronic.
Show that album again, still.
No, but-
Some people didn't see
Gary.
the album, the swing
That
album.
was my that was my jam, though, dude. I did a lot of house, trance.
Just look at this. Just porn. It's basically porn.
It's just porn. Well, it's not porn. It's just like,
So
Your
I go
swing
to this.
is-
I go
it's
to this
baby.
club bar of St. Patrick's Day, and what's interesting, right? All of the music that everybody sung together weren't new songs. It was songs. It was songs from the 80s and 90s. We're singing.
Yeah, everyone knows them, innit? Yeah.
We're singing. What's your name? We're singing. Just maybe you're gonna be the one that's
Oasis.
Save me.
Oasis.
Yeah,
Oasis.
Oasis.
Yeah.
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. Sorry, I should know
Yeah,
this.
that's the only thing that the British people still sing. Like, you can't go to a Spurs match without
That's
having
Man
somebody
City.
sing that
That's
out
Man
with
City.
the R.
That's Man City.
Man City.
Wonderwall. We're singing Bittersweet Symphony. Like everybody knows the words.
Nickelback.
Oh, they're Canadian. But yeah, everybody's singing together. Like all the old school songs, everybody's singing together. But the new songs, it's like you can't find people singing it.
I don't even know anybody new, man.
Yeah.
I still listen to all those guys for the most part. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the only genre that I can think of right now that is even somewhat okay is like the pop, surf, skate, punk scene is somewhat, because you to even be in that genre, you kind of have to be in that vein, right? So that's the only current genre now where there's young bands that I think are like good. You know what I mean? You're not getting into like old school. That's the thing. I have a very eclectic taste in music. So from like 1995 to 1997, 8, I was into hip hop hardcore. I mean, I had 15s in the back of my 1982 Nissan Stanza, right? It still had Datsun on the back of it. And and it was, After Death, Tupac, right? Dr. Dre, Snoop, Puff Daddy, Nas,
Will Smith.
Nelly. I didn't really get into Will Smith's albums too
I'm
much.
just kidding, man. You're saying all these legends, and I'm
Yeah.
finding
Will
Will Smith.
Smith.
Boom, boom, shake, shake.
I mean, he
the
was a
room.
rapper. He was a rapper before he was an actor. I just never listened to any of Will Smith's.
Boom,
Yeah.
shake the room was massive in England. Massive. But listen, I used to go to the Ministry of Sound. I was there every Saturday night. I was there even before I should have been. Basically, I looked 18 from 15. You know,
Yeah.
so I was
At
getting there.
Vauxhall.
Mate,
In
you know
Vauxhall,
what?
Iggy.
Yeah. We was starting 11 or 12 o'clock at night till
Yep.
6, 7 in the morning. Would still be there, man. It was Ministry of Sound was insane. Like, I mean, really, really insane. You had to be out of your head to be dancing 7, 8, 9, 10 hours at night. But I was doing that. I was so young at the time, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
it was a done thing, man.
I quickly grew out of it though. Yeah.
And then from like 97 to like 2001, I was in 2000. So from like 97 to 2000, I was in hard into like the skate punk scene. Right. And I was actually in a punk band. And then from 2001, when I got into the clubbing, when I turned 21 and I could legally drink at clubs. I mean, you could still get into clubs when you weren't 21, but you couldn't drink there. So we had what they call pregame, where you drink.
Hey, you guys had to wait to 21 to drink.
To
we
drink.
were getting hammered at 16, 17 over
I know.
here, man.
But and so then I got into like the club scene. So the club scene, I went to clubs when I was in my 20s, 19 and 20, but I couldn't drink. So it was going to a club's not that fun.
Mate, you should have come to England.
Yeah, or just Mexico.
17, 18, you was already smashed.
Mari, original press, bro.
Salt and pepper.
There you go.
The original album.
Queen. Oh man.
Do you know what? Listen, I'm gonna say something really unpopular here, right? I appreciate all these artists. I think they're great in their own, but they're great. But I never got into Queen. I never got into
Queen are
Elton
amazing,
John.
Iggy.
I just never got into it, man. I just can't even say. I might listen to one song, 2 songs, but I could never listen to a whole album. Queen, Elton John.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions, like those types of songs. Yeah, but
Rolling Stones.
I'll tell you a story about Nelly, right?
You know what this is?
I really loved the Beach Boys.
Limited edition.
Did you guys like the Beach Boys?
I never
didn't mind them,
man.
I got into the Beach Boys when I was a teenager, and they were like 20 years before my time, right? So
Nelly made the biggest mistake, right? Commercially, Nelly will be looked upon. Most people don't know he had a beef with KRS-One. Because KRS-One was just like, say, you're a commercial rapper. And I remember Nelly hit him back on a track. And KRS made this album, which is considered underground. I like a lot of underground rappers, where KRS-One destroyed Nelly. Nelly never made another song about KRS-One. And so it was funny. I was just thinking about that because at that time they used to have battle rappers.
They still do. I got diss tracks.
Now, man. Open mic nights.
After Eminem, a lot of them, the quality has lessened.
Well, it's because nobody wants to mess with Eminem, because everybody, if you're going to go after somebody, if you're going to be the top, you got to go after Eminem, and he slaughters people. Like, you can't, like, even legends in the rap game say that the only person you don't want to make a diss track about is Eminem.
Yeah, he's one of the.
Like, he's the lyrical.
Yeah,
go.
Comeback kid. By Marcus, I was talking about music that we used to go out like clubbing to, but Motown, of course. Motown's amazing. Motown's amazing.
I got into like, you guys into like Alice DJ or anything like that stuff.
What you got?
Ice Cream. They're the original garage labels. Nice and Ripe and Ice Cream Records. And do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Hardly anyone's got this.
Well, you might want to. I bet Marcus has got it. I bet you Marcus has got it. Marcus, listen up.
It's got.
Do you remember?
It's got ST on it.
Dude, I used to put my initials on every vinyl because back in the day when you used to go and DJ, if someone had the same record as you, you knew this one was mine. So I had to put my initials on a Tipex. Do you remember Tipex? Do you remember Tipex? I put Tipex. Anyway,
oh my god!
This is.
Why would you?
This is
your thing like that.
This is 1996, Iggy. This is almost 30 years
old.
What
is it? I can't see it, man. Bring it close up.
Do you remember Tony Braxton, Unbreak My Heart?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. This is her singing it in Spanish.
Oh.
This is a...
Do you know what? She done a track. Was it with...
in Spanish.
There was a version of it that she did with Babyface? And Babyface was unbelievable back when I was younger, man. Babyface was unbelievable.
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
That became so commercial because of that film Boomerang.
Eminem dissed Mariah Carey.
Yeah, he did. It was more Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. So the Eminem one, I can't remember it now off the top of my head, the name on it, but basically he goes off. So he kind of mentions Mariah Carey in a diss against Nick Cannon, right? Because Nick Cannon's like married to Mariah Carey or whatever. And like Mariah Carey and Eminem dated or something like that at one point in time or so. And then so then Mariah came out and did a diss track against Eminem, and then Eminem responded and like started like dropping all of these things, like how she was some crazy like stalker chick basically on him, and he's like, you got to be careful, or I'm gonna let this all, I'm gonna start letting it all out. And then she shut up. She never came back after that. Just completely ran away. What he did to Benzino, man, he destroyed that guy. Ja Rule's done after Eminem killed his career as well.
Ja Rule's easy to.
Who else?
Mace. Do you guys remember Mace?
Yeah, Mace.
I used to love Mace.
Yeah, he was a bad boy. And then you got what was another diss track? Early diss track, Cannabis. The one
I went for this really phase. I went like R&B and hip hop. Then I went into like Oasis, Blur. There was all these rock bands as well, especially come out from north of England. They were huge, man. And and
Coldplay was great.
Coldplay, yeah. I didn't get into them as much, but there was like,
huge. The person that I've never seen in concert is on my bucket list. I'm a huge fan of. I love Phil Collins. I've had friends who've gone to his concert, and they're like,
he's a good drummer as well, isn't he?
BB,
he's
my
a mega
youngest
good
son,
drummer.
13 years old. He's learned Tupac, Hit 'Em Up. He was singing it to me, and I couldn't believe he knew all the lyrics. He said that song or that track absolutely just landed with him, and he's singing it all the time. But he won't say the swear words in front of me. Which
do you know
like
one music
half of the song's muted
that never ever got big in America? The Americans never embraced it, right? But they invented the drum beat for it. It was an American drummer in the 60s that came up with the beat, but they never did anything with it, and the Brits took it and made it the jungle.
Jungle hits. Woo.
It's easier
I mean, in the early 80s, jungle stuff was kind of popular.
Will, that's a different jungle music.
See, now we have to play it, but we can't. We'd have to do it backstage. We can't do it live.
You know, drum and bass. Drum and bass music.
Yeah.
Right. Jungle is drum and bass on steroids.
Yeah.
That's the
one. That's the kind I'm talking about.
Yeah, but jungle came in. It was the 90s. It was the 90s.
You guys got.
It might have been 90s for you, but for us, it was popular in the 80s.
Just listen.
Right, you're talking like Brooklyn, Harlem in the 80s.
No, wait, jungle, the UK, jungle, the UK sound. The British invented jungle, but the actual beat, the drum beat for jungle was an American drummer in the 60s who just lost it on the drums, and then they sampled it, and it became the foundations of jungle.
I think these guys need to hear General Levy. Incredible. You'll understand.
That's the most commercial tune. Yeah, it is the tune.
That's the tune, though. It is a tune.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you listen to that, and then you kind of get the gist of the jungle. I'm
gonna send it to you. Will, type in General
I'm sending
Levy.
it to them. I'm sending it to them now. I'm sending it to them.
Yeah, in the Bristol area, London and Bristol.
I'm gonna send you the original video of the 90s of that very track.
Yeah, that's more
so dated now.
When it became drum and bass, it slightly changed. There was no rave. There was no rave like a jungle rave. If you were a proper raver, there was nothing like jungle.
I never got into drum and bass. Never got into it.
Okay, so this type of drum and bass is almost like the origins of like tech step.
I don't know what that is.
Are you guys listening to it now?
No, it's like so it's like almost like rave music. It's like almost like the beginnings of EDM.
I was about to say.
So Wikipedia's kind of doing.
I love
Wikipedia. Listen to me. This DJ Marcus.
Yeah, so here in 1989, DJ DB, originally a British native, moved to New York and became one of the pioneers of the North American jungle and drum bass movement.
Jungle was in London. It was, yeah.
So a couple of years ago, I went to my only and first EDM concert because I mean I know the popular artists, but I'm not a huge EDM fan. I'm just like, oh, you know,
I like
I,
EDM.
like I want to hear some like words. I mean, I could take it, but you know, but I have friends who just like religiously listen to EDM. I'm like, and
It's so close.
I used to be,
You know, dance with the glow sticks and
I'm
the
eclectic also with my music.
parachute pants and.
Wheels
Nah,
off.
Orlando,
I'm very eclectic, dude. My music taste, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop,
Parachute
punk rock, EDM. I've never liked country music ever.
See, that's why my
I don't
DJ
like
name
country.
is eclectic because I also like country music.
I hate country music.
Wow.
Late
That's
80s
deep,
house.
man.
So
I hate it.
I go to
Especially
this
Chicago house.
Country music.
I hate it.
concert,
Yeah,
which is
sorry.
November in Orlando. I go there, and oh my goodness, it's probably one of my fun times because it was just
Original nutter.
the music, the clothing or non-clothing. I was just like, oh my goodness. I was just like, wow. If you ever go to an EDM festival,
I don't like EDM,
first
man.
of all,
I don't
you
like
have
it.
single.
I don't like
You will have to
EDM.
be single unless you go with your significant other. But it is wild between the music and the extras. It's just an EDM festival is wild. I'll just
Do you know what though, Mario? Like, you know, like in the 90s was the best because, like, I don't know about you guys. I never liked one music. I loved garage. I loved it. I loved house music. I loved R&B. I liked hip hop, even heavy metal. Bands like Metallica, Def Leppard. I actually liked that stuff.
yeah.
I liked even rock bands. We had rock bands, solo artists, boy bands, girl bands. Every genre was brilliant. There wasn't like a
As long as a
particular
tune
group
was
we
there,
thought-
wasn't it?
NSYNC,
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys.
Like, as long as the
Westlife.
music was there and the tune
I was
was there.
thinking more boys to
Oh,
men.
no
I was
Westlife.
thinking more boys to men, but all right, we go.
Go to work, I go to sleep. I'm laughing with my friends.
Oh my lord!
Reaching for a star that seems so far.
Westlife.
Mate, do you know the original?
Will singing the song.
See, we had everybody watching, Will, and
New
now the
Kids on the
numbers are just plummeting.
New
The
kids on
numbers
the
are just
block.
plummeting now. We lost everyone on that.
So I say a little prayer and hope my dreams will take me there where the skies are
Look at the
blue.
numbers go, look.
You know that song? I knew I loved you before I met you. When the song came out, I was like, what the?
Yeah, we're done.
Music off after
It's like the
Drake.
only
Yeah,
British
no,
boy band you
Drake-
guys had, isn't it? Westlife?
Nah, take that.
Drake.
Take that was a boy band.
Take
They're-
that.
I've never heard of Take That.
Wow,
Yeah,
really? Robbie Williams? Going
Will
on.
type in.
Yeah.
Type in. Take that. Relight my fire with Lulu.
I dated a
yeah.
girl.
Nah,
This
that
is
was
one of the
Robbie.
reasons most people don't. And you guys know
That's a
I
good tune. I
almost,
like that tune. That's a
I
good tune.
almost moved to Manchester a couple of years ago, to the Monroe, Rochdale area teaching job. The girl that I was dating at that time there was a huge Take That fan, and at first I knew a little bit about them.
Take that was
And
massive in the UK.
she introduced me to Take That, and I was just like, "Oh my
Mate,
goodness!"
listen, one of my favourite tracks
Just the
growing
Red
up
or
in my,
Blue.
in my, in my, in my,
Just the
in
Red
my
or Blue as
was,
well,
was
right?
R. Kelly's Your Body's Calling.
The
I
Beatles.
can't listen to that
The
track
Beatles.
anymore. I can't listen to that track
biggest-
anymore, man.
Oh yeah, because
Beatles
R.
is biggest.
Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah.
So no, I want to tell you why I know Westlife real fast.
Blues.
Too.
I
Blues
listen
Anthony
to
Little
R.
Scoot
Kelly.
Aaliyah's got it, yeah?
I
So-
listen to R. Kelly. I don't care.
If you look at this right here, you see this bloke, the one on the far left.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of look like in my 20s,
he looks
right?
like Will.
Yeah. So when I was in Korea, when I was stationed in Korea, so I guess Westlife was popular in Korea or whatever. People used to think I was him, and I can sing a little bit. So I would go to bars and clubs, and my friends would pretend like they're kind of like my posse or whatever,
Yeah, make
and
a
be like,
fuss over you.
I would sign autographs as that guy,
no
and I
way.
would sing. I'm not even joking. I totally clout Chase off his back because I looked almost exactly like him when I was in my 20s. So my hair was spiked up in the front like that and everything. So that's why I know Westlife. Only reason why I know Westlife. Learn their songs, a couple of their songs, so I could sing them, pass it off.
Iggy,
great.
I'm with you. I've gotten huge debates about Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. I love the guy's music. He's a musical genius. You know, I still play
PYT.
Tunes, man. He was literally
the
the
king
god.
of pop.
Well, my kids call me Bull Hurley, man, from Over the Top. That's what I get.
That was a great movie too. Over the Top.
Was that the arm wrestling one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big
Oh,
Dude,
that was
anything
awesome,
Sylvester Stallone did in the 80s and 70s,
Yeah,
80s, and 90s was great.
Stallone in the 80s was God, man. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what he did, lock up, whatever. Doesn't matter what he did.
Stallone.
Even the right rubbish. Even stop and my mum will shoot. It was like,
Yeah.
Mate,
Anything
you know-
he did
you
in
know-
the 70s, 80s, and 90s was great.
I'll tell you one movie he did that I fucking loved, man. It was Tango and Cash.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, have you noticed the
Kurt
English
Russell.
were always the
That's
bad?
Kurt
always
Russell,
the bad,
wasn't
they
it?
still are. The English, if you see there's a baddie,
I know
At the top,
the
always English.
Americans make us to be evil. Like we're
Yeah,
always
but-
evil.
all the films, I guarantee you the guy at the top is going to be English.
yeah.
Starsky and
guy.
Hutch. Did you guys get that show? Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah,
Starsky and Hutch, yeah.
Starsky and Hutch was massive in the, but it's probably 70s, right? That's probably
That
more.
was
with
that was
Yeah,
quite
Mark-
good, though.
Mark Feehily.
Huggy Bear.
Again, another
Huggy
great
Bear.
car. Another great car. Love it. Chips. Remember
Oh,
Chips?
What about
So-
Michelle Pfeiffer in the 80s?
California.
Oh, yeah.
California Highway Patrol. Chips on the two motorbikes.
Yeah, with Ponderelli.
Yeah.
Ponderelli.
Good stuff,
Eric
man.
Estrada. Eric
What
Estrada,
was
man.
that? What was that police show with the really that hot woman behind the reception
Police
desk
Academy.
in police station? No.
Oh, Police Academy was great.
She was so hot, man. TJ Hooker.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Heather
that was
Locklear.
the guy from Star Trek.
Heather Locklear.
TJ Hooker.
Heather Lockley.
Heather
That's
Locklear.
it.
Heather Locklear,
TJ
yeah.
Hooker.
Yeah, she was 80s. Yeah, she
She was
Sharon
in Melrose-
Stone.
He was with
Melrose
Captain
Place,
Kirk,
right?
wasn't
Sharon Stone was a big one in the 80s.
yeah.
Melrose Place. Wasn't she on Melrose Place? What's her? Heather
Who?
Locklear?
Sharon
Yeah.
Stone.
Heather
No.
Locklear, yeah. Melrose Place.
Heart to
Yeah.
Heart was
I
a
thought
good
it was
one. I
the
used to
other one.
watch. Remember Heart to
Heart
Heart?
to heart. That
Heart
is
to heart.
ridiculously
Jennifer-
vintage.
I had such a
Heart
Jennifer-
to heart.
no,
Oh
Stephanie
my
Power.
That
god.
Mercedes was a nuts, man. I used to love
I had a
that car.
big crush on Goldie Hawn. My first Altima was a gold Altima. I used to call my car. I name my cars sometimes Goldie Hawn. I used to call. I named my
Cody's
My-
car, Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn because I had a big crush on Goldie Hawn.
He had a big
Mate,
horn.
my first memories of ever liking a girl,
My car,
man,
my
was
car was
probably,
called Pamela after Pamela
probably
Anderson.
Olivia Newton-John was probably the first girl I could ever remember actually thinking I like her. Olivia Newton-John in
Gonna make you
Grease.
better.
Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell was the one. Kelly
Yeah.
Kapowski.
Yeah, there was them. Obviously, Baywatch took it to another level. Baywatch was like,
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, isn't it?
I
Tiffany
didn't know
Amber
where to look, man. You had, Jasmine Bleeth, you had Pamela Anderson.
I'm telling you
They're all
stuff
over the place.
about me. Alyssa
Taganga.
Milano-
Every American boy had a crush on Taganga.
Yeah,
Tanganga.
yeah. I understand this. My dad
What,
used to
Jaffet?
joke around.
Jaffet.
My
At least
No, not
Milano,
Jaffa
cool.
Taganga.
Iggy,
Jordan Bannister saying the match was cancelled.
Iggy.
Nah.
Iggy, you
Nah.
appreciate this.
With the match.
10-year-old Mari,
I'm
right?
sure they know the match was cancelled, right?
Mari, 10-year-old Mari. Mari is in love with anything Italian.
Moving.
Anything
Italian.
Italian. Right. We moved to Canarsie, which was an Italian neighborhood.
What was that
My
shit?
first girlfriend was Italian. Canarsie is an Italian
10
American.
years old, Mario, man.
Alyssa
You moved
Milano was
quick.
hot too, and who's the boss?
Alyssa Milano,
Jeez.
Marissa Tomei had
Nah,
crushes.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa
Wow.
Tomei was my cousin Vinny, yeah?
Yeah. My cousin Vinny. And she was on an all black show too. So that made it even better. She was on the show Bill Cosby did, the college show, Different World.
Xena Warrior Princess, that was a great one too.
And so for me, I had a big crush. My first
Lucy Lawless or something.
Yeah, Lucy Lawless.
There you go. Look, Daniel Lever's in the house. Big
I
up,
had a
Daniel.
crush on anything Italian. Almost to a point, years later, I would, stay out in Italy for a couple of years. So
Dawson's Creek, that was a good one. Charmed.
We appreciate you taking your time with your busy schedule to come and join
Mate,
us.
do you know?
Well, he's not doing anything at the minute. It's raining, right?
In the day.
Quite liked Beth from Neighbours. I forgot her name in the real world.
Boy Meets World. Remember the show Boy Meets World? Taganga from that show.
Natalie Imbruglia.
Boy Meets World. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Taganga. That's what I'm talking about.
Steve,
Oh yeah, yeah. That was nice.
You show 5, bro.
Buffy Vampire Slayer. That was a good one.
Listen. I remember that Alyssa Milano movie because I was like, like Halle Berry when she did her first nude scene. I kid you not, the whole movie theater did an applause. Did an applause for Swordfish when she did her first nude scene. The whole movie theater, I kid you not, did an applause because everybody wanted to see Halle Berry like naked.
Halle Berry, yeah.
Yeah, I felt that same way with watching Alyssa Milano in that movie. I was like, oh, it finally happened. It was the same thing with Halle Berry. An applause in the movie theater.
Trina McGee, she was a hottie from the 90s too.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone was hot in the 90s. Now everyone's plastic injection, Botox filled, polyfiller.
Well, all the people from the 90s are Botox filled. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because they still look like that.
Yeah.
They want to keep that look.
Maybe we should get some as well.
Mate, no one's aging gracefully anymore.
Christina Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Nobody's aging gracefully anymore, man. Everyone's all Botoxed out. All of them.
Yeah.
Men and women. But all Botox.
People get freaked out because I don't look like I'm from the 80s.
Can we talk about Luke Perry, Beverly Hills?
When Salma Hayek first
we're guys. We don't really. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Salma Hayek.
When she first came out, and she still looks great. She's 62, something like that. And she still looks great.
Man.
Salma
Hayek.
In Dusk Till Dawn.
Salma Hayek is 62.
In Dusk Till Dawn, when she does that dance with the snake.
Oh man, Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, that.
Salma Hayek is 62. She's 56.
The snake dance, man.
Did you guys love Pulp Fiction? John Tarantino movies?
Yeah.
You guys.
Denise Richards.
I like Tarantino. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know who trumps her? I had a big crush on
Eva LaRue.
Phoebe Cates from
Eva Longoria.
Last Time at Ridgemont High. Phoebe Cates was hot. Phoebe Cates. Yeah. That's that.
Brandy Norwood. Come on. Everybody had a crush on Moesha. Everybody. You remember Moesha's?
I remember.
Samantha Fox. She was a
she was a topless model.
She used to have a nightclub just up the road from White Hart Lane. I went to the opening of that.
Of course you did.
Sam Fox.
Jessica Biel, another hottie from the 90s.
What did she in is it Dawson's Creek? Was that her?
No,
my first crush was Britney Spears.
Seventh Heaven. She was in Seventh Heaven and The Illusionist.
Who was in Dawson's Creek?
Well,
Dawson's Creek was I know you're talking. I can't remember now.
Dawson's Creek, the Golden Years. Remember the Golden Years?
Dawson's Creek.
Golden Years. What's her name?
What's her name? She
was Winnie.
God, yeah. She was.
Who's the one
that's Kelly LeBrock.
That's
Kelly LeBrock, isn't it?
Is that Kelly LeBrock? Winnie.
Nev Campbell.
JPU star. Berry.
Oh, very big.
No, I wasn't alive.
No, that wasn't not Golden Years.
Yeah, Danielle Fishel was Taganga.
She was gorgeous.
Alyssa Milano.
Marilyn Monroe.
Were you guys into Claire Danes? I wasn't into Claire Danes at all.
Nerdy type of way.
Nerdy was more like white trash type of like meth.
Will, It was the Wonder Years, not the Golden Years. The
Wonder Years. Wonder Years. Yeah.
Oh, the girl there. She was. Remember that one?
Brooke Shields was quite.
Alicia Silverstone. She was hot in the 90s.
Brooke Shields.
Clueless.
Brooke Shields was quite a.
Kate Moss.
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
Remember that? Blue Lagoon.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston was the queen of the 90s, in my opinion.
Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting. She was cute.
Madonna in the 80s.
Yeah.
Awesome as well.
Yeah, Debbie Dunning, who played Heidi from Tool Time. You remember that? Tool Time?
We just listed all the girls we fancied in the 80s and 90s.
Gabrielle Sabatini, tennis player.
Yeah, I remember her as well.
Sabatini.
Now we're going to sports. We're going to be
Tiffany Thiessen, we already mentioned.
Martina Navratilova.
Yasmin Bleeth.
Oh, yeah.
Days Watch.
Yasmin Bleeth. I've been talking about her for 20 minutes. Yasmin on one side, Pamela on the other side. You had Erica Eleniak. Remember Erica Eleniak? She was. She was at
Donna
the beginning.
Donna D'Erico.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. I had the biggest crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt growing up.
Yeah.
You know, from the Scream movies.
Yeah.
Oh no, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It wasn't Scream. I was like, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mate, what's that meme with John Travolta? John Travolta in the gym doing the aerobics.
Yasmin Bleeth was a hottie. Carmen Electra.
Oh yeah. I remember her.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Now this is like young kids. When you start mentioning those names, now he's like pure teenagers. Now you know what life's about, and these girls are coming into it, and you're like, wow, wow. All the ones that we've spoken about, like Alyssa Milano, we was kids.
Oh, Naomi Campbell, she was hot too.
Yeah, unbelievable. Naomi was unbelievable. Cameron Diaz, up the airs.
Cindy, is it Cindy Crawford?
I had a massive poster
Cindy Crawford.
Like ceiling to floor. Ceiling to floor. My mum used to go mad about having a massive poster.
My mum came into my room once and said, "Why are all your walls covered in bikini models?"
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You know, like ethnic houses. When guests come round, they want to show you the house. Yeah. They would never go into my room.
I want to skip my room.
They never show my room.
I still remember. Let me see if I can find the Cindy Crawford.
It was a Lamborghini Countach, a Ferrari Testarossa, and then soft porn. Everywhere else.
Who else?
Big. Nowadays, I don't know what they got on the walls nowadays. Kids, do they even have posters?
They got iPads.
Another time from the 90s.
Everyone had a Bob Marley poster.
I never had a Bob Marley poster. No.
At university, everyone had a Bob Marley poster.
I never had a Bob Marley.
Or an alien, one of the two.
Mira Sorvino, another Italian actress, 90s. Big crush on her. Mira Sorvino. Paul Sorvino's, who passed away recently, daughter. You guys remember her?
Heidi Klum. My lord.
Mira Sorvino.
No.
Oh, no. The mic drop. Jessica Alba was.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah. Jessica Alba.
We got, guys, that's it. We've got the complete set. We've got Donna Cullen, channel member.
That's the whole
We've got
set,
Daniel
right?
Levy, channel member. And now it's official.
Joe Lewis.
Joe Lewis is a channel member. The entire ownership.
And they all three of them signed up for the Levy level, you cheap bastards.
Of course they did.
You can't say they're not consistent.
It's the same person.
I know. That's the funny part.
You can't say they're not consistent.
I've got to send him a present this week, actually. I did promise. Monica Pucci, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. She was nice. Oh, Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch, yeah.
I had posters of sunsets and the odd one of Peter Andre. All the girls had Peter Andre growing up. Peter Andre, or what's his name? Robbie Williams. Beckham. Beckham was a pin-up.
What about David Hasselhoff?
I had
when you look back, when you look back at Knight Rider now, right?
Knight Rider was
Adriana Lima.
David Hasselhoff.
Adriana Lima. Do you guys remember Adriana Lima?
Who's Rod Stewart's ex-wife? The blonde. She was beautiful. Rod
my
Stewart.
uncle.
Yeah, I know you're
Rachel
talking
Hunter.
about.
Rachel
Wow.
Hunter.
Rachel Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah,
is
yeah.
beautiful.
My mom was absolutely obsessed with Rod Stewart. I mean,
yeah.
obsessed.
A lot of people. Are.
Forever young.
Jessica
Forever
Biel.
young.
Jessica Biel was great.
Tottenham Away is now worth billions.
That's
Yeah,
right.
rewarding you, channel members.
We're getting investments. Nobody look. You can't find another channel.
Yeah.
You can't find another channel that has Donna Cohen, Joe,
That was the
Daniel
poster.
Levy, and Joe Lewis as their members.
It was a Pepsi ad. It was
Cindy
a Pepsi-
Crawford, yeah.
Pepsi ad. It was. You remember the old Pepsi cans?
She was with yeah. She was with Richard Gere, wasn't she?
Did he upgrade his membership or something? Because I called him a cheapskate.
It's just
He's
upgraded
looking at him
membership.
and he's trying to show you he's got money.
Trying to show me you got money there, Joe.
Joe's like, I can pump this up.
Joe Lewis.
Joe,
Don't test me, boy.
Joe, if you want to buy our channel, email us.
Yep.
We'll
We'll put a fair evaluation on it for $45 million.
Nah, sorry, Joe. Can you just go and buy some centre backs?
That's stock in the house. That's
Since
what
I'm the boss, I decided to upgrade my membership.
It's a fair point.
There you
It's a
go.
fair point.
There
It's
you
a fair
go.
point.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you for
did
upgrading.
mention that. Heather Locklear. Yeah, we did mention that.
Ever lovely,
Will, very quickly, before I don't want to disrupt the flow, but
Rihanna.
What flow? There's no flow.
What flow? What flow, man?
which
just
one?
been
Which one do you
talking
which one
random.
do you recommend?
For 2.5. Oh, we're not going
These
back
are
there
ramen.
again. I'm not going back there
Because
again.
That one.
These ones come in boxes. That's ramen.
That's ramen.
We have
Kimchi
that,
flavored
we have
ramen.
that ramen.
These
We
ones,
just
these ones.
literally done a 160.
This is kimchi ramyun.
Yeah, that's ramen. We're not talking about ramen. That's just box
And,
flavored ramen.
Guys, I'm out.
and we have to say that there's other brands also available, right?
No, not the one.
Or are you trying to get sponsorship?
No, I'm
I'm
trying
trying to get sponsorship.
to buy good kimchi.
There was a club called Eros in London.
Eros, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
massive.
God.
Yeah.
If you
Was
lived
that
in
near
North
Watford,
London,
wasn't it? That was Watford. wasn't it?
Eros. No, Eros was at Enfield Park, Enfield Retail Park.
Is that what these are named after?
Eros.
But-
Versace Eros. It's a cologne, and then you
Yeah.
have Versace
Yes,
Eros.
it is.
JP on the
Three
A10,
cards.
man. And on the A10, opposite Cineworld.
Was that Paradise Lost?
It's bingos
No,
now.
Eros.
Where
JP
bingos
is 5 minutes from my house.
What?
It's
Enfield,
five- it's-
En-
it's
Enfield
5 minutes
Retail
from China's
Park.
parents' house.
Where the Enfield Retail
Oh.
Park is, opposite Cineworld on the A10.
Oh, yeah.
There was a massive nightclub there, wasn't there? And
It's
it
the
was a local
best
one.
best nightclub in Europe.
I remember you used to get to
Then-
Paradise Lost a lot.
Yeah, that was
That was Palmer's
what
Green,
was
I
it?
think.
Was
Hmm.
it? I
Paradise
think I
Club,
was
isn't it? No.
I got bored of clubbing.
Anyway,
By the time I got
Eros-
to 22,
Eros is
23, I was
legendary.
bored. I'd been clubbing since I was 15, so by the time I got to 22, I was proper bored of them.
See, in America, you can't even get into a club unless you're 18, and then you can't drink unless you're 21.
No. North London, you can get pissed.
In England,
16.
you buy White Lightning or bottle of 2020 and you sit or some horrible cider and you sit in a local park at night and drink it. By 18, you're in the pub. Do you remember that? Did you ever have White Lightning? It was disgusting alcoholic drink. We used to
White
oh my-
lightning.
No, snake
Oh,
bites in
Will.
Bruce Castle
Well,
Park.
it was basically petrol.
Seriously,
Yeah. No, I know. It's
Still,
like
it was
corn oil
was-
or corn
it was
whiskey.
snake bites in Bruce Castle Park.
Do you guys
It was
have
like
Everclear in
Strongbow
the
and
UK?
good tea.
Do you guys have Everclear in the UK?
What we're talking about now?
Black and white Napa was
Liquor.
Oh, liquor.
Everclear. Do you have
Diamond
Everclear in the
White.
UK?
Diamond
Nah,
White.
man.
Diamond White.
You don't have
That was-
Everclear in
that
the
was-
UK?
That was Glenn
I
Hoddle's
don't
song.
know,
as well,
man. I
wasn't
was never into
it? Was that Glenn
liquor.
Hoddle's song?
JD was probably the only one I used to drink when I was growing up. JD and not really much. I
JD
wasn't a
and
liquor guy, man.
Canadian Coke, yeah. W.
Jake-
Everclear,
Yeah,
Everclear was this dirt cheap grain alcohol that was like 190 proof. And we used to, I mean, it's just
190.
190 proof.
That must have been like syrup. That's like
No,
it's
it's like paint remover.
Lord.
It's like not even.
God, man.
And we used to do it so I grew up in Missouri, the Midwest of the U.S. So what we used to do is you take a watermelon and you cut the top off of it, and you kind of like dig a little tunnel and you just pour Everclear into the watermelon. You just let it sit, and you would just get like it would burn your lips as soon as it touched.
No, not for me. By the way, Daniel Levy's obviously followed Joe Lewis.
Levy's upgraded.
Well, he won't have
There
that.
you go.
He won't have that.
Come on, Donna. You need to sort that out.
Don't test me, boy. Don't
if
test me,
Donna,
boy.
if you want to play with the big boys, you got to you got to up your game, love.
Donna's now looking at the situation, thinking, "Shit, I might need to step up my game as well."
Come on, guys. Follow Daniel Levy. Follow. Well, don't.
By the way,
there was another one. He had CDC 1205.
Mate, we've gone longer than the match. We've gone longer than what we would have done in the match.
Or as long, 2.5 hours.
And it's a much happier.
That will work. Right? Yeah. I'd go with that one. If you're gonna order online, I'd go with that one.
Poogie.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Still on that kimchi. Still on that kimchi.
That's the whole kimchi. You got to cut it up yourself. That's the best one because it adds the green bits. I'd go with that one. Yeah, like if you look, the end of the kimchi has the green bits, and the green bits are kind of the best part, like the taste wise. Like the ends of that whole kimchi are the best tasting bits. So.
Okay, cool. Get this one. Big up to Daniel Levy, who's also upgraded his membership. Big up to you.
So you're saying Donna Cullen needs to step
up, CDC 1205 became.
You called him cheap, so he said, "All right, I'm gonna upgrade."
Hombres, £1 drinks.
CDC.
Okay, now remember. What was Hombres again?
CDC's a member as well. Big
Hombres
up.
was in. Hombres was in. That was that dirty club off of. I used to love Hombres, by the way. Off Oxford Street.
£1 drinks. You remember them being £1 drinks?
Dive, but it played. It's basically. It was just. It was a bit of a sleaze bag club, but they played the best music.
Even the water was even the water was watered down.
I just can't believe you guys didn't have Everclear, dude. That stuff was. You could literally, you could feel a jet engine on that shit. I'm telling you, it was, and we used to drink it. We used to make this thing called Jungle Juice, which was like a bunch of it was like fruit salad just mashed up with Everclear. You ever drink Everclear down there in New York, Maury? Or is that only they do in the country?
Sounds like a posh
more in the South. I don't remember in New York City ever having.
Gross, bro.
Pick up a nurse.
You can get a 7. You can get a 7.
Look at that. That will be his excuse.
You can get a 750 milliliter bottle for $18.
Pick up a nurse.
You want to get drunk on the cheap, man? I'm telling you. You can basically get a 1 liter bottle of Everclear for $20, and it's 190 proof.
Oof. I can't believe it's that, man.
No, I wouldn't be able to drink that.
Take shots of it; it'll burn your face off, dude. I'm not even kidding.
What was
this is why American college kids go to the hospital for alcohol poisoning. I'm telling you.
Oh,
what was the name of the police station? Wasn't that
the Zone? Huh? The Zone.
No, that was opposite the police station, next to the police.
That became club. It became Club UN. Rudolph's.
No, she's talking about the one literally round the corner.
Rudolph's.
Was it Rudolph's?
Rudolph's. Yeah, it was Rudolph's. Yeah.
That's where you got to get.
There was a different name after that.
Yeah, that's where you got to get shot.
Opposite the police station. Didn't that used to be called Ritzy at one time?
This
is going way back. Way back.
Do you know what? I so badly want Murray and Will to come to Tottenham just to see exactly where the fuck our club is based. It's in the middle of absolute
Opera House.
Will Murray, when you come to Tottenham, it's literally like a state-of-the-art modern New York skyscraper in Detroit.
Baltimore, in downtown Baltimore.
Literally, you see the stadium, you see the surroundings of it, and then you're thinking, what the fuck is this doing here? Someone's just gone like this. Look, they picked up the stadium and they're just gone like that in the middle of the place.
It's like
you look around it, you're ever around it, you're like, what's it doing here? It's like a UFO just landed in the middle of Tottenham.
funny story. The NBA champions are the Denver Nuggets, right? And I put this up because so they
Donna Cullen gifted 5 Tottenham away memberships. There you go, Donna.
They take the star player.
Philly ain't from Philly's now a member.
Hello, minute.
Roy's now a member. Antonio Varios.
This is.
They take the star player.
This is just sad. We're gonna have to promote them
from the Denver Nuggets. They call him the Joker, and he's from Eastern Europe. He's from what's that country? He's from Eastern Europe, and he's like 7'2".
Bulgaria.
Latvia. No, Latvia. From Serbia. So they take him to a Las Vegas club, and so they were trying to get him drunk, and they couldn't. All the other guys on the team got drunk, except for this guy, and he's like Eastern Europe. He's like, I'm from Eastern Europe. We drink like juice. Like it's hard to get. First of all, he's 7'2", so he's huge, but he was saying that people from Eastern Europe drink heavily. It's hard for them to get drunk. So
I'm sorry, but ain't nobody got nothing on the Koreans, dude. Koreans drink more. You can even Google it. They drink more than Russians. Koreans drink.
Do you know
all
what it is?
Day.
Because they drink that hard liquor.
They drink soju like it's water, bro.
Do you know what it is? Right, there's drinking and there's drinking, right? People that drink and who can just keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking, that's one type of drinker. Then you've got people that drink and just throw up and get drunk and you laugh at each other. Then you've got the Brits. The Brits drink and destroy everything in sight. Like literally just bring everything down.
Mate, I've never seen up north and in Wales. I've never seen anyone drink like those guys. They're something else. The Welsh as well. They're something else.
And then they destroy. That's why Brits are bored.
As well, but
that's why British.
Nah, Koreans will drink from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and then go to work.
Nah.
Yeah,
and they'll be freaking fine.
The Brits will drink from about lunchtime to about 7 o'clock, and then all hell breaks loose. All fucking hell breaks loose. Everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong. Marriage and divorces, drug consumption, furniture broken, windows smashed, things stolen. It's chaos, man. And then they wake up next day. That's all right. That was a good night out. That was a top
You guys do
night
house
out.
parties in England? Probably not, since you can drink so young.
Yeah, no, we had house parties when we were younger, like 16.
Yeah, but they were always messy.
Parents go away on holiday.
When everyone's parents went away.
Yeah, so for us, we would have house parties because that's the only place that you could drink underage really without getting in trouble, right?
Yeah.
House parties.
So house parties was the deal from like 18 to. I mean, some kids did it younger than that, but I didn't really start. I don't think I started drinking until I was like 18, 19.
We called it, in New York, we call them basement parties. Like people have they'll have a DJ. They'll call some kids from the neighborhood. It will be like 20 to 30 kids, and then either they'll be drinking or they'll be smoking.
So I lived out in the country. Like I went, and so the town I lived in was about an hour outside of St. Louis, and it was a town of 20,000 people. So what we did is we would have house parties, but we'd also have farm parties because everybody had farms, right? So you would just go out on this giant field. Everybody would drive their trucks out onto the field, and they would just drink there because it was out in the middle of nowhere. Like nobody's catching you.
You have like tractor races.
Yeah, tractor races or do whatever.
Yeah.
But what's funny is the sheriffs used to figure out where these parties were, and they would sit out on these gravel roads and actually bust people.
Oh,
very funny.
wow.
So I remember the first time I had moonshine. First of all,
prodigy.
I mean, moonshine smelled like, I was like, what is this? Drink. I'm like,
Depends on the moonshine. Moonshine can be dangerous. You get a good apple pie moonshine.
oh, dude.
Now you got my southern drawl coming out. Now you're talking about moonshine.
It effed me up. The first time I had moonshine, I was just like, what did I drink?
I do want to taste that, like kind of traditional homemade.
I never want to try it. I never want to try it.
I'm telling you, there's some home distilled like apple pie moonshine that literally tastes like you're eating a slice of apple pie, but it's
Apple
alcohol
pie
content.
moonshine.
Yeah, but its alcohol content is like through the roof. So you can literally drink like a liter bottle of it in like sitting, like you're drinking, just regular cider or something, and it will fuck you up. Like, I mean, bad. You are definitely calling up dinosaurs.
Yeah, I've tasted, because now they've, like you said, well, they've made some sweeter ones and some like fancy moonshine, but the original, like, this is moonshine. I was just like, oh my goodness.
You better believe, Craig, I've had real moonshine, man. In fact, there was this lady who owns this tackle shop, and a husband and wife couple, they own a tackle shop in Kentucky, fishing tackle. I'm in the fishing tackle industry.
Kentucky.
And we go to these trade shows all the time, and every single time we go, they always have these parties. So the way these trade shows work is you do the business during the day, and then you party at night, because it's everybody's there. So you're like, you gotta make sure you're hungover going, you gotta sell stuff the next day. And they always bring their own homemade moonshine, and I'm telling you, it is fantastic. You can get blueberry. There's all different kinds of flavors.
I can see it on Amazon. Firefly apple pie moonshine.
Yeah, but stuff you buy online ain't as good as the homemade stuff. I'm telling you.
Oh no,
homemade,
yeah.
Stuff you buy at stores and online usually tastes like it's a bit bitter because they have to do all of these like safety things and stuff like that.
It's kind of it's mass made, isn't it?
Yeah, because we have the FDA here in the United States, right? So anything that you sell to the public has to be like, there's regulations. Well, the homemade stuff has no regulations. There's no regulations.
Whatever it is.
It could kill you, dude. Like one batch could kill you, one batch would be.
It's more of it's not like backyard moonshine, but actually when I went to Iceland, and because they would give me all types of drinks, and they were like, oh, this is kind of like our moonshine kind of beer slash. When I went to Iceland a couple of years ago, it was really, really tasty. I got to pull up the name of it, but that was in Iceland. I was like,
sure thing, Donna.
Yeah,
I haven't had any Iceland stuff, but because it's Virginia, it's the Appalachian area, right? Because that was settled by Scots and the Irish, right? So home distilled whiskeys, and because moonshine is kind of a whiskey type of a thing, but it's an own unique thing to Appalachia. And I'm telling you, dude, like, have you ever watched Moonshiners on the History Channel or anything like that, or Discovery or whatever? That's like, I used to live like 5 minutes from where those guys were like killing people and getting raided by the FBI and stuff. It's crazy, man. Moonshiners.
Yeah.
I'm talking today. I'm talking right now. There's actual bootleg moonshiners out there in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, yeah, still doing it. Yeah.
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 I'm not talking 1800s. I'm talking right now. It's that mountain water.
Mountain water.
Guys, I've got to go.
Yeah, gotta bounce. Gotta bounce, guys.
Got to bounce.
Mate, it has been
great match.
2 hours and
Great match.
45
It was
minutes of
absolutely
just
brilliant.
proper covered everything.
Love
What is the
talking to
cover?
you.
What's the score? 4-3.
This is what I do. This is the Will Stewart THFC Ranch show.
Covered everything but football, unfortunately. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it, man. I can't believe we've still got 100+ people in
Yeah, big up to all of you, and I hope you've hit that like button.
Yeah, man.
If you
Just
haven't
hit that like
subscribed,
button. This is a proper random
Hit it.
show today.
3,600 views so far.
Incredible. And we've just been chatting.
We covered music, women,
Food,
kimchi, moonshine,
Liquor.
Moonshine.
and a waterlogged pitch. Not bad.
No, Elias. No.
What's that? Mate, when Will goes off screen and he puts the cockerel, looks really cool.
Yeah, Right in the
Look how
middle.
cool that looks. It's so cool.
Quick shout out to Tim Man for the super chat. To Donna Cullen, big up. And then we got channel members Joe Lewis, who then
They all
upgraded.
bumped up their channel members as well.
CDC, who then upgraded as well. And Daniel Levy, who upgraded as well. Big up to all of you
And
guys.
Donna Cohen gifted 5 memberships to other people. So if you enjoy the membership benefits,
And she messaged you, Will, on Twitter. By the way, we're all on Twitter. JP's on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Marvin's on Twitter.
He's on Twitter.
Still's not allowed.
Still's not allowed.
but
maybe if he has a little chat with the new Twitter boss. Maybe.
I just want to leave everyone on a nice positive note of Ndombele and Richarlison.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing them both play next game, hopefully.
God help us.
Yeah.
So Monday Night Podcast tomorrow. It's the next show on the channel.
Yep.
Monday night tomorrow.
What the hell are we going to chat about? There's no game. We can, but maybe we just do. Maybe we just do a THM.
We did the 80s and 90s today. We'll do the 2000s on.
We got anything about it? Yeah. Now we cover the noughties. We will cover the noughties tomorrow. We've done the 80s and 90s, and now time to move it up. Or we can go back the other way.
We've got another live watch along on Wednesday, so check that out. Mari's got his shows coming. We've also got North London is ours, which we will talk about Arsenal's game with Barcelona and Man United, and we'll talk about our game, hopefully, against the Sailor City Lions. I've probably got the name.
Yeah, Mari, we got to figure something out because I'm supposed to do a show after the game on Wednesday. So if you're doing a show
on.
Well, I guess you do it at a different time. I go on at 8 and you go on at like 5 or something like that. So it should be good. Just run right into the other.
Yeah, no, we'll just run into it the other.
Yeah. I will chat with all of you. I'm going for single boys first.
That's not Donna's no football, so she's keeping herself busy.
Stell's single, Donna.
Yeah. As long as you're below 60 years old, that'll be all right, I guess. Yeah.
And if you want,
I'm about close to propose, man. Things are going real well. So
there you go.
Do it live on the show. We'll do my proposal show. Anyway, listen, guys, we're out here. God bless everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And
big up, guys.
Hit that subscribe.
See you tomorrow.
Lots of love to you all.
Big up tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs.
Go on, you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.